That's right. It's Thursday, and we're going to do it live. One more time. Hey, Levi. Well, and sliding into home plate is Caroline. Hello, Caroline.
Hey, Caroline.
Hello, Shadowhawk.
Howdy, howdy.
I put the pro in procrastination today.
That's right.
In
Hey, Levi.
Procrastinate. Not nation.
Did you miss Levi, Rex, or did I miss you saying
No,
that?
I said Levi when the trailer was playing. You may not have heard me. And he may not have heard me. Hey, Levi. Today we're going to have on Glenn Keith Gleason. Glenn, what's up?
Keith
Gleason from the Mighty Mascots, and hopefully Amy. I don't know what her, Elsie will probably be sliding in. Maybe Doc. He's finishing up 3 pages for me. Woo. Well, 3 things.
The thing.
3 items. I mean, I wouldn't call it. It'll be used on pages, but it won't be like, sequential pages.
Not actually full pages, I guess.
Yeah, like more like full length character with that I can insert on a page.
Gotcha.
Whatever I want. Yeah. I did some writing today. I like that when I wake up and pew pew pew. Ideas are flowing a little bit. Sun's not too bright today. You can see I'm not being inundated by light beams today.
Yeah.
Although it's right there where it usually is, it's just kind of hazy. We've had hardly any winter weather to speak of, Shadow. To tell you the truth, this is
but very little for me. I mean, it's gotten cold, but we really haven't gotten much snow. I had about maybe half an inch of snow on the ground in the car when I woke up this morning, but I didn't even have to scrape the windows. I just turned the defroster on. By the time I got ready to go, it was all gone.
Well, it's just been nice here. I mean, you could see your breath last night when, early this morning when I let Abby out, but
yeah.
So it was cold, but
it's not like cold. Yeah.
It's not cold. It's not like frost over, the grass, below freezing cold. Yeah. So, yeah, we're doing all right so far. Now, that being said, sometimes it doesn't ramp up till January or February,
Exactly. Yeah.
But, if we don't have any winter to speak of, hey, that's probably good for more bugs. That means more work for me, maybe. I don't know that they work me much more than they did last year. Really. I mean.
Well, if they get you in there quicker, you got weren't you 2 weeks late getting started?
Try a month and a half.
Oh, Jesus, God. Yeah, that was a while. I knew.
Yeah. And I mean, even if I calculated up what little bit I would have worked to that, because we kind of have slow start. Sometimes I hit the ground running. Depends on the year, but and what time we actually ramp up and how bad they are.
Caroline says, it was cold and wet out this evening. I ended up buying a new coat that makes me look like an Ewok.
Oh, I'd like to see that. Yeah, we'll have to have her on with that Ewok. Like that, man.
That was my Caroline invitation. Sorry, Caroline.
Well, I don't think she'd take offense at that. That was kind of cute. Everything's opposite on your camera. You want to point over here. It's over there.
Yeah, it's over there.
Oh, it's
hello.
No icon.
No, I don't know why my icon's not there. How strange.
Oh. We got white nipples today.
I don't know why that is.
Are you on your laptop?
No, I'm on my phone. My laptop is being a pain with the
All right, I'm gonna have to
fan
dive out
again.
and come back, Rex. See if that
Well,
helps.
wait a minute. It may not be you. It might. It's
Oh, I just changed
it's
it.
her.
I don't know. Oh,
Thank you, Chris R. Hewitt, for liking over on Twitter.
sorry about that noise. That's my fan on my computer, and it's being a pain again.
Oh, I can't even hear that.
Oh,
It's
can
the
you not
echo.
hear it? Oh,
It's the echo over here.
oh, have I got an echo?
I liked it when myself speak.
Oh, I'm sorry about that. Oh,
Well, I'm not.
maybe this wasn't such a good idea.
No, it's a wonderful idea. But look at that. We got a new icon.
It's another AI, I'm afraid, just to annoy everybody.
It really doesn't bother me. It's not an issue with me. I know I've been on panels where we've talked about it quite a bit. AI doesn't bother me.
No. It's all right when it's used just for fun and whatever.
How was your day? Your day is almost over.
My day is over. That's why I thought I'd come and say hi for 10 minutes. But no, it's been all right. It's been busy.
Oh, you better
Yeah.
not.
You see, it wasn't you. It was ice over here.
Yeah, it was me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I'm used to
I tried
getting the blame.
tell you that before you bumped yourself out. Hey, Nikki. Were you like Doc Blaylock and clean today? Ice?
Was I clean today? What do you mean? Did I shower this morning? Yes.
Cleaning.
Oh, cleaning. No. No. No, I was out with my son.
Oh.
He had to go to one of his meetings.
Mm-hmm. Uh-oh. It must be Shadow Eye.
No.
Or was it ice? You get in?
I think it was right.
It wasn't me.
Okay.
Maybe. I don't. Maybe it was.
Oh.
That's a new noise for my son.
Are we going to serenade you to bed? To sleep?
Oh, yeah. I thought I'd get a bit of Shadowhawk voice in before I went to sleep, you know.
There you go. Yeah. Well, Keith will be joining us. Gleason, he's been on the Rex Hex and Apex show with us, but never on the regular 4 o'clock channel. And they're a lot of fun, Keith and Amy. I think you enjoy them. You don't catch them, you fall asleep, you watch on replay. No need to mute yourself.
Okay.
Check it. Hey, Carrie. I bet your coat.
It is cute. It is cute, Chris. Thank you.
You don't have YouTube playing in the background, do you?
I don't. No, I don't. I've got nothing. Literally, the only thing on my phone is the StreamYard. I have double checked. It might just be because it's my phone. I don't know.
If your phone runs StreamYard in Chrome, that's probably what it is.
Yeah. I don't know. I'll come off now.
Oh.
So I just wanted to say hi.
Pulsating.
Yeah.
Is that what you were laughing at? Oh, come on. Pulsating icon. Comment. Well, I didn't mean to embarrass her.
Bye, Carolyn.
Anyway, Keith will be joining us here in a little bit. Did want to let's see, look at, probably have too much up here.
Got in here. There's Carrie.
I looked at earlier Shadowhawk, Indiegogo signups. There's a few.
Oh, I almost forgot to tell you. I had an arrival in the mail today.
Hey, Ray. Oh, you got what in the mail today?
I said I had an arrival in the mail today from another good friend of ours.
Kick myself too. Okay. Always. Good night, all. Yeah.
Good night, Carolyn.
You have a wonderful night.
Little Chrome Dog action from our buddy Justin came in today. So very pleased about that.
You want to talk or you want to show?
Well, I thought you were getting ready to show something. I was gonna wait, but I can show you now.
Oh,
I haven't even cracked her open yet. So
okay. Oh,
I got
Aaron Lopresti.
Yeah, Aaron Lopresti Virgin variant cover. Yeah, baby.
Very nice.
We got the don't know how well you can see
metal bookmark or sticker.
Metal bookmark and a sticker in there. Little Chrome Dog sticker.
Cool.
Holochrome.
Do you ever use the metal bookmarks for like bookmarks?
I haven't. I got a bunch of them now. I'm thinking about like trying to build some kind of a cool display.
Tell Mama Hawk. She can probably hear me, but tell Mama Hawk her socks are cute. Looks like she stomped on a zebra.
That's right.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, and that's a metal card as well.
I'm
starting to get.
Don't cut yourself on that.
Ooh, ready for somebody to come through the door.
Yeah. You don't have to be Gambit, do you?
Nope.
To cut somebody with something like that.
I got you, man.
Very nice, Justin.
Yeah, great presentation, Justin. I can't wait to read on through it. And I love that little Aaron Lopez cover there. That's freaking awesome.
Yeah, I decided to skip over. I was looking up, Keith's old campaign, and they had like Surviving Comics, the documentary answering the question, can the comic book industry survive another 100 years? So that's pretty neat.
Thank you, Karen. I'm glad you like it.
I'll have to jump back
she will be too. I'll let her know that you've been showing it up.
Dinosaurs versus Cowboys. I didn't look at that one. There's several. I did sign up for some new ones though. And A Brush with Destiny, the ink art of Gary Martin, is on sign up there.
Yeah.
So if you did not, if you're not doing it over there at Fund My Comic, he has a sign up right now.
I already jumped on it on Fund My Comic, so I'm good.
Well, we'll have to ask him. I know he's finishing up, so perhaps when he gets it fully finished up, then he'll hit the, launch it on Indiegogo. I don't know what his plans are.
I don't know. Yeah, man.
Peter Palmetti's Retro still up over there. Sign up. Usually drop the link for that. And Bart Sears
about that. I signed up for that a while back.
Retro? Oh yeah, probably about a year ago. But he's working diligently on the pages. I've asked him to come on at various times, like the last time was the 600th anniversary or show,
Yeah.
And
I think the last time we had him on was probably about a year ago, wasn't it?
Probably about a year, 8 months. Yeah, something like that. It's been a while.
I think it was right before he was getting ready to go
to Florida. Yeah, so that
would have been and that was like September, October. Yeah, October last year. Yeah.
No, the year before.
That's right.
So it's been over a year.
So it has been over a year.
Yeah, it's probably been more like I'd have to check on that, but year and a half, maybe approaching a year and a half, somewhere there.
Pete's been working hard, man.
Bart Sears has had this up for a while. Some of these signups have been up for a while, even though I haven't checked on the Indiegogo signups in a while. Welcome to the show, Mr. Ethan Van Sciver. Oh, no, it's Keith Gleason.
How are you guys?
I'm good. How you doing, Keith?
I couldn't resist. Some people might be offended by that, but I don't.
A bit.
If they are, they can't take a joke, right?
Yeah. One of these days, he's going to surprise me and show up, and then I'll say, "Welcome to the show, Shane Davis," or something like that.
Right.
Or Keith Gleason.
There you go.
Have you
Really
reached out to have him on?
Well, happy New Year to you and Amy.
Yeah, thank you.
And I hope you had a good Christmas.
I did.
You know?
Yeah, I did. I'm wearing my awesome. Look at this. It's a T-shirt of the. Remember the old? Yeah, do you remember the old Hanna-Barbera logo from the cartoons? Yeah, I got that as a gift, which I thought was awesome.
Yeah,
in fact, Keith, I'm going to show that to you right now.
Oh yeah, what's that?
Just give me a second.
Okay.
Here.
What have you been up to? Fanta in the house. Hi, Fanta.
I just staying busy. Just doing working on comics. We just put a date in for our new Plastic City Comic-Con. So starting to work on that. So just busy. Cool. And I work part-time too, so much going on.
Might be fulfilling. Are you not fulfilling right now?
I finished.
Did you? Okay.
Yeah. I finished and closed the campaign. So now I'm actually in my spare time starting to write like the next issue of Mighty Mascots. This would be issue 10.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah. So I'm working on that right now.
But now 1 through 9 is available still up on where? Hero
Envy. Yeah. Although I'm having a little problem with my website at the moment. So much like you guys have probably seen in the world, like everything just kind of sucks right now. Like, like streaming services, like, they want you to pay extra to have 4K now. And so the website I was using wants me to upgrade to a higher tier payment every month just to sell my books. So I'm trying to figure that out right now on what to do.
Fanta says, Keith.
Hey guys.
Florida Man. Glad we Mike Barron's Florida Man versus Hogzilla. 1 day to go on this campaign over there on Fund My Comic. Let's take a look. Now, how about that? Did you catch that, Keith?
Yeah, I did. I love that.
Yeah, I mean, I thought that was good that he worked it in on the trailer. There we go.
There is a creature in the swamps who has survived thousands of years of evolution. It lives to destroy. A mindless, eating machine. The beast they call Hogzilla.
After his latest get-rich scheme goes sideways, Gary Duba, the quintessential Florida man, ends up with a stash of somebody's high-end memorabilia. His gal Crystal is on probation and preparing for the fight of her life, squaring off against Australia's Queen of Combat. Delilah's got her back in training, staying off rich foods and the nose candy. Meanwhile, Gary and his best friend Floyd have been hired to wrangle a massive, abnormally aggressive feral hog that's terrorizing the swamp and wrecking Gary's old neighborhood. Can they bag the elusive monster swine without destroying the Sunshine State? Reserve your copy of Florida Man vs. Hogzilla, available on Fund My Comic. We're bringing back funny books, y'all.
Love that vacation themed cover there.
Yeah. I think that's the one I ended up backing.
Did you ever have? Hey, Dan Plegel. Hello, friends.
Dan, what's up?
They have Boop Dan in the house. Howdy, Dan.
Did you ever have anyone in your family call them funny books? My grandmother used to call them funny books.
Oh yeah, all the time. Yep. Even though there's nothing funny about them.
I find there's nothing funny about this. Exactly. This is Marvel Comics or DC Comics. You know, this is serious business. Hey, Jonas.
Yeah, right.
Did you ever do the plastic spoons on your last campaign? I couldn't remember. You were talking about doing last time. You were talking about. I'd like to do the old plastic spoons. I actually, you know, some of the last cereal I got actually had one of those.
Did it really?
That's awesome. They were on sale, and I was like, bought every box just to get the spoons.
Yeah, I want to do that. Maybe for the next one. Like I think like those you got to find somebody that can 3D print them for you, you know, and do them. I've experimented with it a little bit. Like someone made me one to try it out, and it wasn't quite there, so I'm still kind of working it, you know.
Yeah.
I'd love to do something
they were,
like that.
They were never all that fancy from what I remember. You know, they were vaguely resembled the character that you meant it to be.
I can't even remember what the spoons is. I should have went up there and looked, you know, just the box.
They don't really give stuff away in cereal boxes anymore, really. You know?
No. Well, or Cracker Jacks,
no. It's like a dumb sticker now or something.
When I was a kid, and I turned 58 in November, you know, so I'm a little bit older, and I remember going as a young kid in the late 60s around with my dad or early 70s, and you would go in a store and they give the sliding pocket knives or the sort of liquid filled, reveal type pins or keychains, or about every business had some kind of freebie for customers that came in. You don't see that much anymore.
No, I mean, no one's giving free anything nowadays.
Yeah. Carrie was wondering about she was like blown away by your backdrp there.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like if you could distill my personality into a wall, this is what it is, you know.
Now I see an Avengers, it was sort of Avengers #1 there, sort of kind of takeoff cover, right?
Yeah, it's do you remember Chris Giarusso, who does Mini Marvels, where he did like almost like the Peanuts versions of it? That's a cover by him. Hey, how's it going?
Keith, this is my good friend Elsie. I've known him since 1985, since college.
Oh, wow. Hey,
he's a big mega collector. In fact, Keith might want to see your oil painting back there. Just
the Joker. I see it right there. Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, well, now that's the stand-up Keith Ledger Joker, full body size.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah. And that other
I see banana splits right there too.
Oh, he's got Robbie the Robot and all kinds of. Where do you see banana splits at? I'd love
to see it right there. The dog.
Yeah. Now, Shadowhawk, that's a touchy point. This is Jack Kirby oil painting, Keith.
Is it really?
Mm-hmm.
No kidding. How'd you get that?
Well, I'll be honest with you. I would say it was about 21 years ago. I was just, you know, I'm an artist myself. I love doing art. I'm a painter, and I, of course, you know, my friend Rex here, I did Jack Kirby, and you know that he's a great name. I've seen his signature so many times that if I see his signature, I know what I'm looking at. Well, okay, I saw it. Okay, it was up to it was up to $220, but
oh wow,
you know, it wasn't advertised as like Jack Kirby oil painting, man, you know, It was just a landscape, a Western painting, kind of under the radar kind of thing. And I bought it. And I said, I'm going to take the chance. I said, it's not that much. I said,
was it on eBay? Was it on eBay, LZ?
21 years ago. It was.
Wow, really?
Somewhere around here also, he found the color guide or color separation.
And Kirby is because of, like Rex noticed on the back, that it is
Whoops. Computer's going a little slow there, Elsie. There we go.
Elsie's muted. He must have hit his button.
Oh, I might have.
I can't see.
There we go. Yeah, we can't really see that. But it's from a gallery, 1971, out there on the West Coast.
I mean, like, who thought that Jack Kirby ever had time to do anything but make comics?
Well, I really didn't think that. I'm thinking, well, there's a lot of speculation about it being real. Then I started hearing, well, he was an artist. He went out and painted plein air out in the desert and places.
Yeah, I've kind of heard that. Yeah, that's
the stuff you don't usually hear about Jack Kirby
or see, and probably the Kirby estate has most of that. Probably.
I have records. I have a record right here of where it was taken, who handled it, and so,
Wow, that's awesome. That's an awesome piece to have, actually.
Yeah, I just wish you could see the signature better.
Oh yeah, I can
there you go.
See it. Yeah,
you can see that.
Yeah, look at that.
1972.
Wow. No kidding.
Out of that reason alone, I bought the painting. Okay, I know in 1972, I don't believe he was famous enough to try to forge his work, especially a landscape oil painting.
He was only famous with us, right? Like comic fans and stuff.
Comic book fans. Yeah, I don't think any like fine art guys would have been trying to forge his work.
They didn't really know much about it. Like
I don't think a lot of people had any idea he painted and stuff until later on. I found out
until 2 minutes ago.
Well, I knew he did watercolors and things like that, but with some of his characters and things. But it was always comic work, and maybe he got the inspiration moving out from the New York to the West Coast latter.
I think that was why he picked. Where he picked when he moved out to California, because he really enjoyed the desert scenery and stuff.
Well, like you said, Shadowhawk, that could have been his backyard.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. In that interview with Glenn, that Glenn, come on, Rex, help me out. Fleming. Our friend Glenn Fleming did. There's a mention of that where Jack's talking about the desert and stuff and how much he loves the scenery. So.
And
on his disc. Oh, that's cool.
He didn't mention painting or anything, but he just said, he just loves the scenery, the atmosphere, everything about where he was at. So
there was a doc on when the first Fantastic Four movie came out, the one with Mike Chiklis and all that. There was on the DVD, there was a documentary about Jack Kirby. This was a really good documentary.
Oh, I love that Corbin. I love that Corbin movie.
Yeah. Well, no, this was the other.
Hey,
this is the other one. But there was a documentary on there about Jack Kirby, and it was like when he was alive, people would just fly to his house and just go to his house, and he would have him come in and take artwork, and it was like. Shit, I wish I knew about that when I was a kid. I'd make a flight out there.
Dude, that's what our buddy Glenn did when he was, what was he, in his 20s or 30s, Rex? And he's from England, He's like, I'm going to California to see Jack Kirby. And he called him up. Jack was like, yeah, come on out. Come over for lunch.
Crazy? Like, yeah, it's so
that's insane. But I guess him and, oh, God, I can't think of who it was. There was another guy. They were both in New York when they started, and they both used to do that all the time. They would just,
it was Marv Wolfman and Lynn Wynn used to go when they were like 10 years old over there to Jack Kirby's house, and then when he
there was another
West Coast, he had like Steve Rude and some younger guys go over.
Okay,
man,
makes sense. All the people
just
that
different generations.
There were people that lived near him that were there a lot too. I don't know who they were, but I've heard stories.
Yeah.
I imagine if I had an open invitation to the Kirby household, I'd be dropping by a lot.
Yeah, right.
Just to see what Jack was up to.
Just to see if you can get a piece of artwork,
just get me a sandwich, Roz. You know, she would never let you go away hungry. They say, you know.
Don't throw that in the garbage there,
you
Jack.
know, a good Jewish home, you know, everybody's got to stop by and have some matzo ball soup or something, you know. You got to have a sandwich.
Oh, yeah, you know Rosie's going to feed you and get you something nice and cool to drink and out there in the desert.
Is that Herbie Crackle, right?
Is that little Pac-Man up there? Is that a little icon, or is that actually in your background?
This right here?
Yeah.
It's like a lighted sign, like changes colors.
Cool. Changes colors. Yeah, I see that now. It's kind of
that's different.
They got a bunch of cereal boxes up there.
Yeah. Now, I mean, do you save cereal? Do you flatten them and save them like longtime cereal box collectors? And have you been to any conventions or anything like that where they featured such things? Because there are some cereal box collectors that have boxes from the 50s.
Yep. I'm not that nutty. I mean, I guess I'm not that nutty about it. Like, I do have some boxes, but I only save like ones that I find like unique. I guess
like Crisp, or you know, some with the characters.
Crisp. I'll save the monster boxes sometimes if.
What was the freaky monsters of the 70s? Freaky.
Was it Freakies?
With Freakies, yeah, I used to eat that.
Yeah, I never had that. I wish I did. So
I still have some of the premiums that came out.
Oh, do you really?
There's like a little monster boat, and you know, they had
they don't make fun stuff.
You could
like
put
that
a balloon
anymore.
on there, and then the air would, you know, troll it around in the bathtub.
Yeah.
And I've got some magnets that was, you know, I've still got them.
Yeah, they don't make stuff like that anymore, which kind of stinks. You know, everything's like a QR code now or something on the box. You know,
it's the same thing with Cracker Jacks. You know.
Yep. No, it's kind of sad.
I mean, Cracker Jacks have been around. Most people don't know, but like almost like older than Dr. Pepper.
No, look at that. He's got a Cracker Jack thing.
It has comics spaced out in it.
Oh, look at that.
So it has a little comic in there. Well, that one's not too
bad.
Kind
of fun, yeah.
Usually, you just get a piece of paper with a code on it, like you said. Now that would be all right, Keith. That would be all right if it was a lottery number or something where you could actually win. You know, the Cracker Jack big $100,000 giveaway or something.
Yeah, exactly.
$5 here, $5. You would probably sell a lot more Cracker Jack.
Yeah,
maybe we need to do that with comics. You know, randomly seed. You know, but every time I say that, well, then you got winners and losing. You know, kind of smack me down on it. But there's got to be something to get people interested in these great things. You know, we were fortunate enough, and you probably watched some on replay, but you know, I watched it when it originally came out.
Yeah, look at
Herculoids. You know, these are
good.
These are like copies of Alex Toth's designs for the characters and stuff.
Love it.
Oh, cool.
So much imagination in that image, you know. Oh, look at that. I love that.
Yeah.
I just got one of the other shirts I got for Christmas is the Impossibles, like the from the Super Adventure there. Oh, look at that Xandor. I love it. Yeah, that's great. Tara, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the Hercules.
I actually have an original of Dorno, an original animation.
Oh, do you really?
Drawing, of Dorno. And I have.
What did that run? Yeah, I bet that was kind of expensive.
From the Fantastic Four, I have an actual one of the character sheets of the group that they used to give out to all the animators so they could stay on model. I actually have an original.
Oh, okay.
There's Igu.
Oh, look at that. I love that. Igu is one of my favorites.
He looks like Hulk with Loki in the first Avengers movie.
Doesn't he? Yeah.
Isn't he God?
Yeah. I love that character.
Yeah. Oh, they were also great. You know, Tundra.
Yeah,
come on, man. So
they don't
imaginative.
make stuff like that anymore, you know?
Yeah.
Look at that Dorno. Yeah, that's great. Do you just have ones from the Herculoids, or do you have any of the other Hanna-Barbera World of Super Adventure drawings?
Yeah, that came later, didn't it? The in the 70s, wasn't it?
Well, it was part of that whole,
or
like,
maybe early
like
80s,
an hour or whatever in the morning that they used to do.
Okay. Well, now I know early in, the Herculoids had the 60s original run, but they had the 80s
Yeah, there was an
run as
80s
well.
run too, right?
Yeah, the early 80s. They brought them back. And I was, I wasn't as hot about that style of animation, but, I've got the whole collection now. And it's, of
It's
course,
good
Space
stuff.
Ghost,
Yeah.
Birdman, My Tour, Dino Boy, Johnny Quest. Come on.
Yeah.
The
Impossibles.
But what I've learned is that Ted Kennedy passed some legislation for violence in the late 60s in children's cartoons, and that's why we only in the 70s had like Super Friends and these...
and they didn't fight each other. Like,
no, they never. I mean,
they would always like use their, like Green Lantern would just make something or something to hit them with.
You had Shazam, you had, from Filmation, you had some of the live action stuff. Isis actually came out before the Bionic Woman or Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
I mean, but she never threw a fist. I bought that collection this past year, and it was more of like talking about the environment and, but she would capture people. She never even threw a fist at anyone. In that whole
right, yeah. No one ever like punched each other.
Yeah,
that didn't come back until like the 90s, like
early 90s. Yeah, I mean,
like
they
Batman
couldn't show
animated came out.
Not very little animated blood at first. I mean, Tim and them over there with the Batman and the Superman, in the early 90s, they talked about they could not Bruce Timm,
Oh yeah, that's why in like the 80s too, like all the villains were like robots or something that they could smash, that wasn't a human.
Well, so, like, I imagine that's probably why a lot of that was even in the Fleischer cartoons of Superman in the 40s.
Yeah,
he fought like dinosaurs and robots and volcanoes.
I love
that
like stuff.
Oh, they did that with early rotoscoping, and it was
it's great. It still hold up. Really
still holds up today, better than a lot of the animations.
Yeah, I agree with you. And I'll take Herculoids any day over anything modern now,
Well, it's bad enough they do away with that spinner rack and all that, but then they do away with Saturday morning cartoons. What the hell? What else are you going to leave me?
I mean, I bet there's studies to link that to the downfall of the world.
The rise of the Antichrist.
Yeah, exactly.
Look at what they do today.
What's that, Elsie?
You're going to have to get a little closer, Elsie, or something, because you're very low on your volume.
I was saying, look at how it is today. There's
definitely. They don't make they don't make fun stuff like that anymore.
No,
it was always like
towards children or kids. They think you're weird if you do that.
Well, when we were growing up, we heard adults say, "I remember this" or "I remember that," and we thought, "Oh God, they're old," and I refuse to do that. I mean, it was a great time. I just want to share with people things like Johnny Quest, Herculoids, and other things that I enjoyed. And, if it was good enough for me, if they've got any sense, they'll go, "Hey, this is pretty good,"
Yeah.
I
also was in Elsie. I was also admiring your, right behind you. I saw your Banana Splits guy. Was it Fleagle?
Which one is he now?
Banana Splits dog there.
Fleagle? Yeah, Fleagle.
I think that's what it is.
Right behind you. I think that's Fleagle, right?
I always I don't know that that's Banana Splits, but
isn't that Banana Splits? I thought that was Fleagle.
A&W Root Beer. It could be a character. I don't know.
A&W Root Beer.
Oh, it's from a Root Beer thing. Okay, it looks like Fleagle from Banana Splits. Doesn't it?
Yeah. I always prefer. My favorite was probably the orangutan.
Oh yeah. I love, man. I just miss that whole era.
I'm
all right, now Shadowhawk thinks I'm freaky talking about H&R Puffin stuff.
Invaded totally. the lady
But now,
said I had to talk.
do you like H&R Puffin stuff? Did you like it? I did when I was a kid.
I never got into that one. I did like Land of the Lost, but I never got into H&R Puffin stuff.
I mean, H.R. Puffin stuff was weird, though. Don't get me wrong. I figured they were all high. Even when I was a kid, I was like, these guys
well,
something was going on there.
But if you were out on the West Coast, they had rides, and that was a big deal.
Dark Side, that's awesome. That's from the Superpowers too. Right?
Yeah,
from when that was in the later season of Super Friends, wasn't it?
Yeah. Now this is they've reissued these, but they did have them in the mid '80s.
McFarlane, he reproduced.
Yeah, McFarlane.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Yeah, that's the first time I actually ever saw Darkseid. I think was in the Super Friends cartoon, and then I learned about him in the comics.
Yeah, maybe.
And you had Firestorm. You had Cyborg.
It's reproduced. It looks awful, but it's
nice.
Dale Dramatic.
And cool. Who else was on there? The Legion of Doom. You got to love that coming out of the swamp.
Yeah, I love that. That was great.
That's the Legion of Doom.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
Stan Lee. I thought it was Max Headroom there for a minute.
Yeah. You look back at those Super Friend cartoons, and the storylines now are kind of a little on the goofy side. Like I remember watching it a few years ago, and there was a storyline where the Legion of Doom wanted to turn the entire Earth into cheetahs and bizarros.
Oh, right. Yeah. Well, now, I think they did some Gorilla Grodd too, right?
What's that?
I think they did some Gorilla Grodd, and they had like pairings of duplicates.
Starting to echo. I'm gonna drop off.
Okay, I'll make sure the link's in the chat for you.
So funny. Oh, did we lose Shadowhawk?
Well, his device after a while starts to echo, so he pops out and then back in.
Gotcha.
We kind of got it down to a science now, Glenn. Don't rock the boat. How's Amy been doing? What she's been up to?
Good. She's busy with her day job currently, but yeah, she's still trying to she's doing a puppet commission for an indie artist, and she still does her own artwork. So she's been doing a ton of stuff.
I don't know if you got my messages, but I need a letterer, and I know you're a darn good one.
Yeah. When are you looking to do a project or?
I'm going to launch my book in just like 29 days. Okay. So yeah, in about a month, I'll be hitting you up to do some.
Okay. Yeah. That sounds great.
I have some stuff now. I'll be getting it together for you. But yeah, if you've got time, I definitely have some stories
absolutely.
for you.
I'll work
to letter.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I'm doing a 300-page graphic novel on the side right now. So like any other work, I'll just fold into, my workload as I'm doing it, So yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah.
I'd love to help you out, make the book look good,
Yeah. In fact, while we're on the subject, I'll just play the trailer. How's that?
Yeah, go for it.
launching on Red Valkyrie's channel, so she'll be cosplaying one of my characters. I hope she's in.
Oh, nice. Yeah,
I hope she doesn't mistake Devil Flyer for Dr. Fate and wear the wrong helmet.
Although she could probably start with the Dr. Fate helmet and kind of morph it into your character.
Yeah,
definitely. Yeah.
Good starting point.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, are you going to continue with the 3-story arc? I mean, 3
and
issues at a time?
mascots.
Yeah, with mascots.
Probably going to slow down. Actually, you might just do 1 or 2 a year now. Just because like doing the 3 was like killed me last year. Like because I had so much going on, you know, and trying to get it done, and then you get the pressure of trying to deliver it out, you know. So now that I'm not with Alterna anymore, it's easier for me to just kind of do whatever.
If you
I
want good shipping, check this guy out. He ships your stuff very nicely.
Thank you.
You know, it will not get damaged. You know.
Thank you. Yeah, I try. You know, I try to do good job. Make sure people get their stuff.
Shipping pro, man.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah. It's like chisel, hammer, crowbar. I'll get into this somehow. No, it's actually easier than that. But he shipped one of my bigger orders in like a box within a box, floating in peanuts. That's the way to do it, folks.
I found
that's
plasma cutter comes in handy. That usually works.
Yeah, underwater welding.
To get it open.
Yeah, it's like
you gotta be very careful.
When will it be open? When it is finished.
Yeah, exactly.
The agony and the ecstasy.
That's great. Love it.
Yeah. Oh man. I noticed on Twitter, now this has been a while back, but you had like a Walmart brand of like cereal. You let's face it, you troll the cereal aisles. You really do, don't you?
I do. Yeah.
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah. I mean, I'll tell you another person who's a big cereal eater, and you met her last time you were on the Rex X and Apex show. That was not this, our normal show here. We're on it. Episode 616. We wish you could have joined us, but we get it. You're busy, for our 600th, but we get it. You're busy. Busier than most, I think. Are you planning on slowing up on the conventions? Or are you going to Plastic Comic-Con or any of those this year? Or?
Well, me and Amy run Plastic City Comic-Con.
Oh, do you? Okay.
Yeah, so that's where a lot of work goes into. And then
you've done that for a decade or so, haven't you? A long time.
A little bit less than that, but probably I think our first one was in 2016, so we're almost at a decade. Almost.
Wow. Yeah.
And just running a show is like a lot of time,
Yeah, make you lose
a lot of effort to what'd you say?
Nothing. I said it'll make you lose your hair.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. So that and
now
trying to do a comic and then lettering on the side, and then I work part-time at a comic store.
Yeah.
So
where are you guys at, Keith? You're West Coast somewhere, right?
East Coast, actually. I'm
East
in
Coast.
Massachusetts.
Massachusetts, yeah.
Plastic City. Where does I didn't know there was
Plastic City is Leominster, Massachusetts. It's actually the reason it's called Plastic City. It's known for 2 things. It's known for the birthplace of Johnny Appleseed, and also it's known for its plastic factories. It's where the pink lawn from Flamingo came from.
Oh, really?
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Now we know.
And it's funny, when we were coming up with a name for Plastic City Comic-Con, we were like joking around. We're like, should we call it, Johnny Appleseed Convention or, and then I was like, what about Plastic City Comic-Con? And they're like, wait a second, that actually sounds awesome. Because you start thinking about toy sets and, all that fun stuff.
Do you always use Plastic Man or just...
We started to use them the first couple of years, and then I started kind of moved away from it just because of I didn't want any problem.
He's one of my favorite characters, and I love the cartoon. I love the cartoon. You know, I mean,
cartoon actually.
He's always a lot more fun than Mr. Fantastic.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do your thing.
Mr. Fantastic.
Yeah, remember that one?
Mr. Stick in the Mud.
How I mean, I love the thing, but that was brutal watching that show. Yeah, that one was it was interesting. It was interesting.
Wonder Twin powers activate in form of an icicle.
Yeah.
Ooh, how threatening.
Oh, there it is. Thing.
Yeah,
it's clobbering time.
There you go. Where's the thing rings?
Where's the Yancey?
Well, now you know that's just one.
Drunk.
That's one iteration. You know.
Yeah, right. If you ever watch that cartoon, I think the Yancey gang was in it as the villains, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
You know, I wouldn't have mind seeing that.
I still say that figure should have come with the chompable cigar that you can clip into his jaw.
Can you imagine if Marvel would have capitalized on that and maybe did just even a limited run? I would want to collect those today.
That would be great. I would like a retro thing. I know there was a Fantastic Four run not too long ago. I want to say within the last 10 years or so, where someone actually had the thing they made. They brought it into Marvel continuity, the thing rings.
Oh, okay.
And they did form the suit around.
I don't know if it was around. And it wasn't the girl that was wearing it, was it? When it had
it was a girl.
Ant-Man.
Yes, that's what it was. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know they had the ring and had the
suit.
There was the rings that was forming the suit without the head.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow, that's crazy.
That might have been Mike Allred.
They did that. I was like, surprised.
That Mark Allred that did Madman artwork? I think he did some of that or some of the covers.
Yeah, you might be right. Right. Yeah, I like his artwork a lot.
Yeah, it's quirky. You know,
it's kind of quirky, but it's like there's nothing else like it out there. That's why I like it. It's very interesting.
Right.
Very dynamic too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Madman, and the only other one that kind of hit me the same way was do you remember Scud, the disposable assassin?
Yeah, I love Scud.
Scud was cool, man.
Did you buy that big book that they put out like a few years ago with the entire?
No, dude, I want to. Now it's ridiculous. I can't afford it.
Oh, did it go up in value?
Yeah, it's like I think it's
figured
over
it would.
Well,
and
over
it also has
$100.
the last 4 issues too that they did.
Yeah, that
years
never
later
got printed. I think.
The story.
Yeah.
Well, now, Keith, what do you do at the comic book store? What's your role at the comic book store?
What I really want is
whatever.
Whatever.
Yeah, okay. I'm usually like on the sales floor, helping out customers,
kind of recommending books. Or
yeah. And seeing what it's kind of interesting because I just started there like 6 months ago.
Oh, did you?
I got laid off from my full-time job, but then I was like, well, I don't want to go back full-time anywhere, so let me do part-time. And I knew the local owner; he was looking for help, and I was like, yeah, let me come in. So
yeah.
And it's been fun. It's been interesting to see because I used to work at a comic store 20 years ago. And to see how it's changed from that point to now.
Right.
And I mean, there's still like the store still has like, there's people that come in on Wednesday, the Wednesday Warriors to get their stuff, and I like seeing that. I'm glad that still exists, although it seems like it's less nowadays, like whereas Wednesday used to not have to do any projects during the day because it was so busy with comic people coming in. But now you can like kind of do other things, and then people kind of come in throughout the day,
I take it.
Still do.
I take it that it's been there a while. Can you kind of describe if it's got a big
been there about
issue or
5 years or so? I think like it's a newer store. So it's kind of a hybrid store, like most comic stores. Like half of it's comics, and the other half is video games, like used video games and systems and things like that.
Okay.
And he does a little bit with card games. And then he does have some back issues, but the back issues tend to be from the last 10 years or so. There's nothing really crazy good in there, Silver Age. He does a lot of exclusive covers and things like that too, you know. So
well, you really have to do that a lot in the ordering, don't you? through Diamond.
Yeah. Well, he actually does like have you ever seen when a store will commission a cover for like a series or something?
Oh yeah.
He's done a few of those, like where he's gotten artists to come in and do like he just did one for that Deviant comic that just
now.
Came
do
out
they actually come in and have a signing and
Yeah, they do that. Yeah,
that's pretty neat promo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not a bad store. The owner's a really nice guy. He's got 2 stores, so I bounce between both stores, and it's I don't mind working there, and the customers are fine too.
You're one of the few that I see indicating that it's not all bad out there. What's being produced.
Yeah, I mean, I do. I mean, I feel like nowadays comics though, you really got to dig for good stuff.
Yeah.
Whereas I felt like I often tell this to people, like 20 years ago when I was at the other comic store, people used to come in and say like, comics suck now, and like they were better when I was a kid, and I would be like, oh my God, what are you talking about? There's so much great stuff. And then now I feel like I'm that guy that just came in 20 years ago that like it's not everything's great, and you got to really dig for stuff, and I tend to follow creators now more than I do characters, and I think that helps a lot. Like I find the ones that I like that do good writing and stuff,
whether it's writing or whether it's the art.
Right? I'm more of a writer. I like art, but I won't buy a book just for the art. Like I need the writing aspect.
I've been thinking about that last couple of days, Keith. People want a good story. Amanda B said to me, we just, because I was kind of shopping it out there, putting my Devil Flyer story out in 3 parts to get it out sooner, but like in 3 ash cans. And they said, we just want a complete story. And it's like, that really stuck with me. And I've always been one, that gravitates, because I kind of came up with, when John Byrne and Terry Austin were doing and X-Men, and then Frank Miller and Jansen doing Daredevil, and other art teams like that, where artists and writers like Claremont and others were first being featured as kind of superstars in the early 80s. And then the direct market kind of followed along, and I could kind of grow with the hobby because I felt like the hobby was growing with me. It was great as a kid, but then we got all these nice prestige format books for the very first time, and exclusives that only went to comic shops, and then
definitely
when I had my comic shop, is right at the advent of that, when it was Capital City, and then Diamond bought Capital. But really the ordering and everything has not changed that much since it was Capital.
Now there's like the couple of distributors now, right? There's Lunar and there's Diamond and
Penguin.
Although the guy I work for like still gets Marvel books from Diamond, because I guess Diamond will do it if you do like if you pay him an extra like 5% or something, you can have your books ordered with Diamond,
right?
And the owner, I think, like, comics are part of his business, but I think he makes more from the gaming stuff, so he doesn't mind paying like that 5%, so just to have the convenience,
we had a comic shop. I mean, he liked doing it and he did it with the family, but he said, I can make more money doing this over there. I mean, when it's to really stick with comics, you either got to have sucker on your t-shirt, or not everybody is going to wind up with selling their property years later, like Eastman and Lard did with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. You're not going to become a billionaire doing it, and even if they just stuck with the comics and never licensed it, into Hasbro toys or into the cartoon, where it really grew and took off, and then the movies and so forth and so on, they had to have a good business manager to really glean, and squeeze all the goodness that was out of it.
You're right.
But they had an interesting hook. They had an interesting title, but even I wasn't sold on that. I told this story the other day. My local comic book store guy, after I'd closed up shop and he opened one, he would go over to Memphis, flea market or get comics from other places and bring them in. He'd have pretty good back issues. And I saw Ninja Turtles number 2, 3, and 4. Well, I bought 2, took it home and read it. I was like, it was so strange, the title. I liked it, but I said, I don't know if I want to buy all 3. I read number 2, ran back the next day, got 3 and 4.
Okay. First printings too, right?
First printing is out. Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yeah. But it was strange. I mean, you can say Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and nobody thinks a thing about it. But at the time, it was like, what is this? And it looked like an underground.
Like a weird format too.
It looked like
a real comic.
Yeah, the first one. First one was kind of more standard size. The second one was like magazine size. The third one was another size. It was like all over the place,
Yeah, it was like a high school kid did it or something. Yeah, exactly.
Each one of them different.
Yeah,
pretty wild.
It is wild. Yeah.
Did you ever buy? We've talked about these a lot. Did you ever buy the little digest? Or did you?
Yeah. I used to buy those. Yeah.
Little 100 pagers. These.
Yeah, those are great. Yeah, that's the stuff they need to bring back at a low price, and
Mm-hmm.
Was that one of the ones I sent you, Rex?
Yes. This one in the Flash.
Gotcha.
Nice.
Hey, Flash Gordon is 90 this year. Flash Gordon is 90,
crazy?
And Buck Rogers, he's even older than him. But we were talking about public domain stuff. Everything up to Steamboat Willie 1929 is now in public domain.
Gives me an idea. Fucking Flash, Adventures in the Home.
Oh, there you go, Shadowhawk. I know you like this heavy metal.
Okay, that's old school, Turner. That's all right. Yeah.
Is that from the first movie?
Yeah.
Nice.
That's one of the Invaders.
That's Toy Biz. So that hadn't been out in a while. That's Toy Biz.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That's old school.
Now, do you like action figures, Keith?
I like them, but I don't collect them. I'll buy one here and there.
Well, you had mentioned
how can you do that?
Plastic spoons, and I was like,
look at that! I like that.
Plastic standees for the Mighty Mascots. So keep
that
in mind.
Yeah, those are nice too.
Yeah, it was Chad.
Are those easy to ship?
I'm going to show you something.
Yeah, they break down into 2 pieces, so you can mail them flat.
Really? You can flatten
them? You put them in a little strip of bubble wrap, and
I'm going to show you something from my childhood, which is amazing that it still exists from the early 70s.
What is the image? I can't make it out.
It is the Wolfman and the Phantom of the Opera.
Oh, I like that.
Flickering. Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
And look at that.
Cool.
Man. I wore that as a kid. I can't even put it on my pinky.
Oh man, that's
and
awesome
the early 90s ring guide, the Overstreet, I think it's Overstreet ring guide, says this is about worth $50, and that was in the early 90s. So I mean, can you imagine? They're just like a little cardboard pop.
Yeah,
you
right.
Pop that out. I used to pop these out all the time, and it's amazing that I still have it and it survives.
Yeah, that's cool.
But
it's a cool
they're like
piece to have.
And
early what you call it, lenticular.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
There you go.
Herbie.
Set that one on fire, Rex.
Yeah.
Now I think Elsie might have even gave me this one. Ben 10.
Oh, Ben 10, yeah.
And his zombie tricks.
You got karate chop arm.
I love Ben 10 because it's like Dial H for Hero. And he can become a multitude of characters,
Yep. And it's probably like the last good kids cartoon that came out.
Yeah, a couple of his alternate heroes that he could become were pretty nice designs too.
Yeah, there was a time when they were was it that Man of Action Studios? They had like that Generator Gall. They had or was it Generator Gall?
Now this
Generator
is Shadowhawk's favorite character.
Oh, Generator Rex. Yeah.
That was a good one too. Oh, Bouncing Boy.
Yeah, Bouncing Boy. He hates Bouncy Boy. I love the Bouncy Boy.
If I was Superman, I would soccer ball kick him across the galaxy.
One of the first comics I ever read had the origin of Bouncy Boy in it, and I just or a story with him in it, and I like Bouncy Boy.
Go away, son. You bother me.
Boing. Johnny Bravo.
Oh, that's a good one.
You collect the belly
I
washers.
lost my comb.
Oh, look at that. Yeah, that's cool. That's awesome.
You got to have your little knickknacks, right?
Yeah, no, I love that. I love seeing that.
Oh, dude, my wife's got like little, the vinyl little Ren and Stimpy and Johnny Bravo and all kinds of stuff just kind of tucked around the house in little different areas, little corners on the dresser and stuff. And
who is that?
I look up and
got
see
Pitt in
Ren in
it.
the bathtub, with his toes sticking out.
Witchblade and Pitt. Build-A-Figure.
Wow.
Look how big that Pitt is.
So that Pitt's like a Build-A-Figure then, huh?
Yeah.
That's the head, though.
Wow. What year is that from, Al?
That must be like...
I missed out on some good toys.
Gosh, that was a while back, wasn't it, LZ?
Is that when that must have been when McFarlane first hit with toys?
That's when stuff. Marvel Legends figures had the free comics and were like $5
yeah. Remember that?
How about 2007?
2007. Oh, that sounds about right, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
What was the other figures in that line?
That's cool.
LC. Does it say on the back? Does it say what the other figures in that line were?
Yeah, you had to building. You had to get, of course, Witchblade, the head.
Yeah.
On the back, it tells you there's Ripclaw.
Okay.
Love Ripclaw.
Oh, I see Madman.
Judge Dredd.
Is that Madman? Yeah, it is, isn't it?
Yeah, it's Madman. I didn't know they made a
Madman
figure.
I've got Savage Dragon. I've got Savage Dragon.
Oh, look at that.
Savage
look at that
Dragon,
Madman.
I don't care too much about.
Figure.
Yeah, I want that Madman though.
I know.
Cool.
They also did the monkey from Monkey Man and O'Brien, Art Adams' Monkey Man and O'Brien.
Oh yeah, I remember that book. That was
as a Build-A-Figure.
Yeah, they had the monkey as a Build-A-Figure, and I think Elsa.
I'd like to find that.
That's an awesome one.
Wonder what
Conan,
that's going for.
Yeah,
Conan, and who's the other guy? Was that? Can't make it out.
Worrell. WHAARL.
Was that when Conan was at Marvel?
Okay.
Worrell.
WRARRL.
Don't know that.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know that character either.
Legendary. Oh yeah.
Legendary heroes. That's cool.
Look at him. He don't look too nice.
No. He kind of looks a little Death Dealer.
McFarlane do the Legendary Heroes? Are these the McFarlanes?
McFarlane's?
They look kind of McFarlane-esque.
A little bit.
Cow.
Keith, you seen those Marvel icons, the really big ones?
Well, Top Cow is what Sylvester's brand, right?
Which one is it?
Top Cow. That was Sylvester, wasn't it?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, it's got a list right here.
I don't know. Yeah, I would imagine he went through McFarlane for his figures. I would guess.
Marvel Toys right here.
I have. Have you seen
Image, Dark Horse, Pop, Dynamic Forces?
Ooh, Frankenstein Jr.
Oh, cool.
I knew you'd appreciate that one. That was like one of the Funko cans. When I saw they did Frankenstein Jr., I was like, hell yeah.
Now, I see you've got your Bond, James Bond, 007 sign back there.
Yeah.
Who do you as Bond? Out of all?
Who do I like as Bond?
Yeah.
So, it's probably not the conventional one, but I grew up with Roger Moore, so I kind of have I kind of like him a lot. I realized that Sean Connery was better.
Wrong, Keith. Yeah, Sean Connery is the only answer.
I
that
know
was a trick question.
Such a hater. I'm gonna kick.
Roger Moore could deliver those one-liners like no one else, though. You know.
Yeah.
You gotta give it to him.
It really wasn't him. It was the stunt guy, but. He
did get the really
ran
big
across crocodiles. Come on, man.
Yeah, that was great. And I mean, the last one nearly killed me. The last Bond that came out was so bad. I don't know if you guys saw it. The last one.
No, I would not
Oh
even
no,
know.
I didn't know. I didn't know.
Nearly killed me in the theater. I was just
well,
like,
it killed Bond, didn't it?
Yeah, they did, but it was just the whole movie was awful.
Literally,
I don't know why people are. They hear it's going to be bad, but they go anyway.
I know.
Love James
well,
Bond,
with
but
me, it was like I've seen every one of them, and like I'm such a huge fan. So like,
yeah.
And I like the Daniel Craig stuff for the most part.
Well, Casino Royale was pretty good, and the second one was okay, but then it started,
Spectre wasn't great. You know, it had a good first half, but the second
what happened to
sucked.
Spectre? I mean, yeah, you had Donald Pleasant, you had Telly Savalas, you had Max Van Sydow, you had all kinds of Blofelds, you know. I kind of liked it where they didn't even show the guy, where it was just like from here down with the cat.
Because it was like very 60s. I love that.
Yeah, it's
60s
mysterious. It's like I didn't need to know. I've mentioned this before, but I did not need to know the full origin of Wolverine. I did.
Yeah, right.
Why you kept it a secret for 20 years? Why? To sell one series and then maybe Origins 2 later. But I mean, why take all the mystery out of the character?
Yeah, I don't know why they did that either. It's kind of silly, and it's been largely forgotten now.
Sometimes the best story you can tell is leave it a secret, folks.
Well, the worst part about it is they always give you something you don't ask for, but on the front of the cover it'll say because you demanded. Right? Remember when they used to do that?
Yeah, no one demanded it.
I never asked for this. What is this crap?
Oh, yeah, it's true.
That's like the bubble gum you find on your shoe on a hot summer day.
Let me find the asshole that was writing the letters demanding this damn comic. I'm going to beat there.
Did you ever do that, Keith? Did you ever write in to Marvel or DC or something for the letters page? Never?
No, never did.
I did.
Always kind of wanted to. But
I did when I was a kid, like 10.
Did you ever get anything published? Did you ever get a letter published?
No. But now the guy that drew the Devil Flyer story, he got 2 published when he was like 8 years old. Or 6 years old when he was in Chicago, like maybe World's Finest or Braving the Bold, like in the early 60s.
Yeah.
He knows where one of them is. The other, not so, they actually put his name in there, but the other one they didn't. But I'm gonna have him track those down just so I can add those to my.
You're old enough. You remember Wizard magazine, right? Back in the day.
Yeah, Wizard was great.
Yeah, oh, dude, for months, man, for I think 3 or 4 years, I was doing almost every month putting in a envelope art contest piece, and never once got.
Oh, you never got in there?
No.
We need
too much competition, I guess.
The bummer is,
I never thought I was that great anyway, but
the bummer is you would pay your money for those little action figures that were limited to 1,500, and tons of people were sending them in. I got maybe 2 of those. I know I got the Firestar. I still have it. And
I didn't get that.
I was over there in Jackson, Tennessee, where Elsie lives, and we went to a store that's no longer there and got the very first one, Molten Man, which was it had metal rivets. And then by the time the third figure, I forget what the second figure they offered was, but it was a Firestar, and she had just plastic rivets to hold,
Oh, okay.
Well, dude, mine when it got here, the Molten Man, when it got to my door, I took it out of the little package, and the arm was broken at the shoulder joint. Oh, that's my dog. Sorry.
Oh, no worries.
Down killer.
Oh man.
Well, I hope we're not impeding your supper, Keith. You probably come home from work and didn't even have time to grab a snack.
What time is it over there? What time is it?
Probably be eating in like an hour or so. And anyways, you're never usually at 5 or 6. Well,
now I noticed where you reposted, and I just saw this posting the other day from somebody else. But now you had posted this a while back about the King Dongs.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And they're like that. No, they were never called King Dongs, and they had me vacillating. I knew they were called King Dongs to begin with, and they were in the aluminum foil, and they were big, thick things. Now they're like this. They're like an Oreo cookie now. They're not very big at all, and you're paying more for them. You're paying more for less.
Yeah,
of everything.
That's the whole world right now. Yeah,
it's the whole world. We're shrinking. We're going into the Micronaut universe.
We'll go get some more.
The hive a needle.
Well, remember, like everything just. Someone said it the other day to me, like everything sucks now, and it's like true. Like, you know, like you go to YouTube, there's more commercials now every time you try to watch a video. You go to your emails. Now you have to have like a storage, like, you know, you have to pay for storage or you have to delete your emails. And then like streaming services, there's like 4 different payment things now. You have to pay extra just to have the 4K or the HD. And, you know, it's just annoying now, you know. Everybody's doing that.
You know, the secret, I'm really overjoyed to hear that you kind of cut back on a little bit. Yeah, financially, you kind of take a hit sometimes with doing stuff like that. But, you know, you only got one life to live, Keith. And it's like, yeah, I would rather, you know, I've done that for years. You take less for, you know, because I've really bought into this. If we want good entertainment, we're going to have to make it ourselves.
Yeah, you're right. You know, or you got to really dig for it. Just like I was saying about comics earlier, like, you know, it's out there. It's just finding it, and it's like if you have the time to go looking for it, you know.
Well, you know, it's like I say, you know, if people want to clean, if they want to clean society, then clean up your own backyard. Start with your own backyard, and then if Keith next door and Shadowhawk next door will clean theirs, then we'll have a clean, and everybody will clean their own backyard. You don't have to go in
city,
help me with my yard. I'll do my own. You know.
Yeah.
You work on you, boo. You know.
Yeah, no, but I agree with you. Like indie's where it's at. Like most of my comic orders now are indie books, you know. I get a handful, 1 or 2 books from Marvel and DC, and then the rest is indie, you know.
Well, you know, I there was very little indie when I first started. There was Captain Canuck, which I never bought, which I never bought. I looked at, but it was 50 cents, and it's like, no, I could get 2 books for this one.
Yeah,
you know?
right.
I mean, you know, I was not stupid. It's like, no, this looks interesting, but not enough for me to buy it. Sorry. And there was some Charlton, and I did get hooked into some of that. You know, when they started the Charlton Bullseye, they started out with like the Blue Beetle and Captain Atom in the first issue.
Yeah.
Then they did like funny character like, you know, Mighty Mouse or something, and then they went on to some other more, you know, superhero stuff, or Barbarian, or they had a horror issue, and I started buying it just for the variety and enjoying it, reading it. Although the quality was worse than toilet paper, it was a lot of fun, you know. I mean, a lot of Charltons from that time you can't even get graded; they will not grade them.
Really? Why?
Because I mean, have you ever seen the trim on those pages and stuff? It's too
really?
It's trash. Okay. You might as well published it on toilet paper. It was I mean, Charlton, I actually have some Charlton color guides from the 80s, and you know what they did on the, you know, they would use existing art, you know, publish it back in the 60s. We'll reuse that art and bring it back in the 80s. The coloring job, the indication on that was crayon. I kid you not.
Really?
I swear it's crayon.
Okay. Interesting.
I swear it's on those things that I have. It's crayon. It's like it is bargain basement publishing, bro.
Wow.
Before they went out, you know, in the 80s. They were
the official color guide.
That was you know, that was almost like like Robert Crumb selling his comics out of his trunk on
that's old school guerrilla publishing right there, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Do it all yourself.
Elsie had
the thing is crazy.
One of my favorite stories to tell. We've been friends for a long time, and we've done a lot of deals and collecting together and stuff. And he's found some great. I swear, Elsie's the guy. He would step into the pot of gold if it was out there. He would find it, you know. He's like my cousin. Every time we go arrowhead hunting, he was like 30 feet away. There's one, and go right over to it. And I'm like, how do you see that? You know.
That's great.
Eye, you know. And and Elsie's that way. He found the production artwork. He found the Buscema drawings. You know, so many things on eBay for us to invest in. You know.
Yeah.
And Elsie can find it, man. He's just got a sniffer, you know. It's like, Jack Kirby, Jack Kirby oil painting. Okay, that's mine. And over here, it's like, wow,
it's full of Kirby crackle.
Yeah. He sniffs out the Kirby crackle.
That's great.
There's so many things.
Yeah.
What's that, Elsie?
There's so many things out there you just wish you could have, you know, or at least had to look at for a little while, you know.
Yeah,
so much
definitely.
Stuff I want to display it, you know. I don't want to just collect it and have it, you know. I want to show it, you know.
Right. I agree.
Yeah. That's probably my resolution this year is to take this back here and actually set up, like, you know, some stuff I had as a kid and things. Oh yeah, there you go.
Is that the creature from the Black Lagoon?
The Black Lagoon? Yeah. I actually gave you that one. That
figure.
I bought that at Hastings when they were going out of business.
I like how big the claws are.
I know the mitts. Mine's upstairs. It's just like that. The big hands, big mitt hands, bigger than his head. Great. Yeah. Check out the graphics on the back there, Elsie. Yeah, look at that.
Yeah, look at that.
How this claw. They also did so cool. Look at the Frankenstein, how they overdid his brow and head. Almost like the
that's pretty great
Frankenstein of the comics.
Yeah, I like that. That's awesome.
Yeah. I wish they had them. I would have bought them if I could, you know.
My friend gave this to me, man.
They had two creatures. I bought him one and I bought me one.
I want to play with it.
And it's porcelain. I don't think it's a resin. It could be resin, but it's fragile. You got to be careful with it. So don't drop it.
Jesus.
Well, he comes on and drops stuff all the time.
Oh, does he really?
He does. He's already you know.
I bet you don't even remember giving me this. I bet he doesn't even remember.
I bet I do if I see it. Oh yeah, that is the first Spawn figure ever done by Todd McFarlane.
Oh yeah, that's the vinyl, like the.
Oh yeah, I remember.
It's got the Violator and Spawn, and they're individually numbered.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, I remember seeing that in stores back in the day.
I got one of those somewhere, I think.
Well, in '97, Keith, I had a fire and burned my collection up. Close your ears.
Dust on
it. And I bought like 14 of those things.
Mm.
Oh, that's
cool. Yeah, that's a Corgi. No, that's a Hot Wheels. Okay.
Is that Batgirl?
No, that's the Batman with the sidecar for Robin.
No, I just don't recognize the little Z on the side.
Shadow, there's no figures. It's just their vehicle.
Yeah.
He's asking if that was, You got the helicopter, the bat boat, and a bunch of other things,
Yeah, must have been a different kind of Batmobile
job for the Bat bike.
Yeah. I noticed you were kind of like in Silverhawks and G.I. Joe era, weren't you, Keith? You were kind of like
that's when I grew up. Yep.
Yeah.
I love that. I'm liking actually in comics right now. The whole was it Robert Kirkman's company's got all those properties, the Transformers and G.I. Joe, and I like what they're doing. It's starting off really good. So, so that's some good stuff.
It was nice to see him end up there,
What's that? What's that, Shadowhawk?
It was nice to see those properties end up with Kirkman and those guys. Let somebody that's gonna give a shit about comics.
They really like the way they're unfolding things. They really seem to be into it, and it's contagious, the excitement,
Shadowhawk, we're getting some wobbles, so I dropped the link for you. If you could pop out and pop back in, it'd help.
All right, dude. I'm probably just gonna bail, man. The wife is home today, and she just keeps on invading the space anyway. So it's all good. It's all good. I'll see everybody tomorrow. Sorry, Keith. Always lovely to say hi to Amy for me.
Yeah,
looking
Good
forward to more Mighty Mouse.
Be looking in the mail, brother.
All right, Els. Thank you, brother. Rex,
take care.
I'll see you tomorrow, brother.
Okay, see you, bro. This is what he gave me for Christmas, Shadowhawk, a little Gorgo.
Oh, cool.
This was crowdfunded. This is the first Gorgo figure they've ever been licensed.
I like that.
By anyone. It's got like 26 most of the articulations
Gorgo,
in
that
the
was
tail.
Is that the Ray Harryhausen creature?
No, it's kind of like the British
Gorgo, a comic. It was
Michael. Okay. I forget how to say his last name. Gouch, Michael. That was Alfred. You remember?
Oh yeah.
He was in that movie. It was kind of like a Hammer movie or something like that. It was British.
Okay.
It was kind of like the.
Was it like
British,
a Godzilla knockoff or
British Godzilla? Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
Well, I mean, I think you can watch Gorgo maybe on. It's got interchangeable head. It's
cool.
It's got a little Gorgo.
Oh, nice.
Which if you know the movie, and these were all stretch goes. It's got Big Ben.
Oh, cool.
Because she comes in and wrecks Big Ben. It's got jet planes. It's got a diving bell because he crushes a diving bell. We can't see that, Elsie, but
yeah. What does it say?
There,
we won't go.
Okay.
Well,
Interesting.
it's just a bunch of these buttons. That's all.
One thing I want to ask you: a few years ago, were you collecting the DC stuff when Hanna-Barbera was doing, some of the banana splits
like the Future Quest?
Future Quest. I love that.
It was. Yeah, I thought it was good. I the way they kind of weaved it all together, I thought was really interesting.
Yeah.
I picked up all of that stuff.
That, man,
Go
the Future Quest.
I think they were doing Scooby Doo as well. Gold Key was in the mid 70s, but that's really before I started collecting or not. They did a few Herculoids and Moby Dick and Midor and all those collected, but there's very few of them. And I said, they need to put that more in comics, Yeah. There's
Dynamite's starting to do that. I don't know if you saw Dynamite. They're doing Thundercats in a few months as an ongoing, but then after that, they're supposed to be doing Space Ghost and I think Johnny Quest as comics. So that could be good depending on how they, if they get good creators to work on it, that could work,
Well, Kamiko, I think it was Kamiko did like
they did Johnny Quest, yeah.
Well, not only Johnny Quest, but they even had like Race Bannon's girlfriend Jade limited series.
Yeah.
And I remember Dave Stevens that did Rocketeer did some of the covers for that stuff. Not necessarily the Jade one, but the some of the Johnny Quest stuff. And you can't get any better than Dave Stevens when he was
doing that character too.
Yeah,
that's great.
Yeah, his bandit looked off the chain. Cute little dog.
Race Bannon kills so many people in that cartoon.
Oh yeah,
it's crazy.
Well, I mean, but you know what? I did not turn out to be a serial killer. Before.
I know, right?
So Ted Kennedy, I hope you rot. It's just, you ruined
Johnny Quest. Is that giant?
To me, and you probably grew up. You grew up with Cartoon Network, and the first 3 or 4 years, they show most of that stuff. Recycled and showed most of that stuff to a new generation, which was awesome. I still say the best of Cartoon Network was the first 3 years that they were in business because they showed the Fantastic Four that you don't see anywhere.
When it was just everything, they didn't.
And didn't you get I never watched it, but on was it Boomerang?
Yep.
You had Boomerang that showed a lot of that good stuff.
Yeah, Boomerang did that a lot.
Yeah,
too.
Adam Ant and all those up and Adam.
Those
Adam
Hanna-Barbera stuff.
Yeah, I mean,
great stuff.
And I was very young at the time, very young, 1, 2, 3 years old. But I mean, that stuff stuck with it. Really, to me, was the golden age.
Yeah.
It was they were really getting started with cartoons on. That's when Saturday morning cartoons came about.
Yeah,
but it really was the golden age. I feel even more than like the Fleischer Superman or the Woody Woodpecker. I mean, when we went to a Saturday matinee, we had a Woody Woodpecker or some other cartoon up there.
That's the golden age of comics on film.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it really made Aquaman into a viable, from a backup feature superhero to his own title. You know,
remember the filmation Aquaman was actually quite good, if I remember right.
That's the one I'm talking about with Tusky, the walrus, and
Tusky,
Aqualad.
And he would make the
water
balls and throw them. Yeah, that was great stuff.
Yeah.
And he was tough too, if I remember right. Like
that brought a lot of those, you know, and Filmation, they had, like, to a lesser degree, they had Justice League, they had the Atom, they had Teen Titans, they had Hawkman. Hawkman had a claw like Wolverine before Wolverine ever was around.
Yeah.
You know, he would break a door with it, and he could also fire a beam from it. It was, it was good stuff, man. You know, and then you get to the 70s, like the desert. There was nothing. Thanks to Ted Kennedy's legislation. You got Super Friends. Okay. But it was, I mean, compared to, you know, hard hitting, you know, space go with the beams and the Herculoids blowing up everything, and the you know, the violence of the, you know, of Race Bannon, like he said, you know, on Johnny Quest, and you know, it was not the same. You know,
it wasn't. It's good stuff, though. I love talking about this stuff, you know.
Yeah, it started to kind of come out, but it was more commercialized in the 80s.
Yeah.
Everything was toy related pretty much, you know.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
You know, so I that was a different aspect, you know. And then, you know, you got more, you know, you got the Batman, Superman, but I kind of missed that till it come out on disc. But then the one thing I did catch occasionally was the Fox X-Men.
Yeah, yep.
You know,
I know they're bringing that back, but I know it's just not going to be as good as it was back then, you know.
Well, at least now we know the origin of Nightcrawler.
Yeah, yep. Yeah. Yeah, right.
Wow.
They won't have the patience to watch it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Today.
Yeah. Well, you know, Keith, I just feel like if we want, I mean, this may be the last ditch effort. I mean, because we actually got to see and you know, go to the beach and put our toes in the sand, and we're some of the last humans that remember the way it was, you know, and how fun it could be, you know. How fun it could be just getting your bowl of cereal and getting up early, you know, and just like every Saturday, it's like Christmas, except you don't have to go wake your parents. You just go, you get something to eat, and sometimes you don't even do that. And it's like I overslept. I'm going to miss this, you know, because there was no VHS. There was no DVD.
Yeah, there was no
replay. You either caught it live or you missed it.
Yeah.
You know,
we had a big round table every Saturday morning, 2 boxes of cereal. We each had one thing of milk. She said, "Don't wake me up." Okay. We watched cartoons all morning eating cereal, and then we went outside at 12.
Yeah, when wrestling came on, you might have watched that, or maybe some American Bandstand. But then by then, the parents are going, "Go out and play."
Yeah. Yep, that's true.
Yeah.
No, it's true. And with us, I think it was Candlepin Bowling was after all the cartoons up here in the north.
I mean, you're old enough to remember spinner racks, right? Or going to a grocery store and picking up. I mean,
That's where I
kids
bought my
can't
first
experience
comic.
that
Yeah.
now. They
No,
get
you
their
can't.
they get their jollies off the internet or some other places, but they're not getting that tactile, that smell that newsprint.
Yeah,
you know?
like a comic is like, if you think about it, is very archaic to a kid nowadays.
Real.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
It's real.
Yeah.
You know.
Tangible. Yeah. Yeah. You actually have, it's not virtual money or anything.
Yeah, right. And like, I don't even think kids are going the digital route either. They're just not into comics. Some are, but like not a lot of them.
Well, kids use their imagination. They were turned on by what they were seeing, and they get a paper and pencil out, and they would, it's like, oh, Stone. I was being busted by Doc the other day for writing my stories out in longhand. He was like, they have programs for that. Where I was like, it's not called typing, it's writing.
If you're used
Don't
to it,
hate on me for being retro.
Yeah, is that Rosie?
There you go.
Nice.
Robbie. What's her name?
Rosie.
Yeah, Rosie the robot. Yeah, from the Jetsons. I mean, yeah. They were. Wait a minute. Let me make you big. That's too big. Good.
Oh,
graphics.
cool! Look at that.
Yogi
Captain
Berra,
Caveman,
Jabberjaws, Duke, a Dastardly
Squirrel.
Secret Squirrel. That's a great one.
Oh, and Morocco Mo. Yeah.
Yeah. Top Cat. I love Top Cat back in the day.
Yeah, Captain Caveman.
Yeah, that's a good one too.
Talk about some comics. Got comics like this stuff.
Speed Buggy. Speed Buggy.
I want
Speed Buggy.
kids
Yeah, I
to
remember that one.
Comic,
they should. I would love that.
Let me go get my Captain Caveman. Let me put my safari hat on, and I'll go back here and I'll get.
Oh, you have a Captain Caveman? Nice.
It's just
keep him entertained till I get it.
No problem.
Nice. I love
you,
Captain.
It is like he needs that hat. Trust me.
Oh, nice. Was it like a storage space over there that's off screen?
Man, you don't understand. This man lives in a mansion, and every room's full.
Was it really?
Every room is full to the max.
I like it. I'd love to go through there and see what's in there.
Wouldn't you?
Yeah.
You would freak out. That's all I can tell you.
I believe
Even
it.
here you'd freak out, but it's not like it is there. He's a bachelor. You see, he doesn't have a family. I do, but I still got 3 rooms full. Every room in his house is full. Just freaks me out, man.
That's awesome.
It's a 2-story, brother. It's 2-story.
Is it really? Wow.
Yeah. Talk about your home, brother.
What's that?
Your big house.
Oh yeah.
I've seen those. Those are pretty cool. Yeah, I've seen like I haven't seen that one, but I have seen Funko.
I've got this one and Action Comics #1.
Oh, nice. That's cool.
And one reason I got this one was I actually have the color separation for this cover.
Oh, nice. That's number 4, isn't it?
Number 4, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's a beauty too.
And look at that.
Oh, that's a great figure.
Captain Caveman.
I like how big he is.
Yeah.
Cool.
It's got the whole...
that's Rick. When we see something like that, we can't resist it, man.
Heck
it's
yeah.
like
I think I bought this at like Big Lots, which is kind of overflow.
Really?
For like $5.
That's awesome.
Like,
I would have
that's
snagged that up in 2 seconds. Yeah.
You didn't even have to think.
What I gifted myself, not this last Christmas, but the Christmas before last, because I've never seen one. I do have a sort of a candy snowball thing. You push the thing in the snow, they're styrofoam balls, but they float around him like snow when you push the button when it's got the battery. But yeah, I
look at that. That's fun.
I had to get the plushie.
That's cool.
The Rankin Bass things were wonderful. We didn't even mention those.
I agree. Yep. I agree. I used to love those too.
There was always so much, to do and view, and now it's like,
Yeah, no, now it's like a wasteland.
We even go into getting things like this, brother.
Oh yeah, look at that.
We got eraser.
I like that.
Oh, an eraser. Yeah.
Yeah, those are fun.
In an individual package.
Yeah. Yeah,
I have a set. I've got a set.
Did you guys used to collect? Did you guys used to collect like the wacky packages cards when you were a kid?
Of course we did.
Nice.
Yeah.
Remember those?
There was some wacky bottle cap candy too. You remember that?
Yeah, I do remember that. That's great.
Oh yeah.
Mad trading cards. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
A new low in trading cards.
You know what's wild, Keith, is I can remember where I collected certain things at. Like you remember Atari Force, Elsie, that Garcia Lopez did?
Yeah. Is that Roy Thomas too?
The comic. Oh, was Roy Thomas the writer on that? Okay.
It might have been, I think.
Okay.
I'd have to look it up. But
in the South, we have Fred's. Now, Fred's is gone now. It disappeared a few years ago. Their headquarters was in Memphis, Tennessee. And they just closed the office down in Memphis and all the other stores a few years ago nationwide. They just closed them for some reason. And we see that a lot, with Walmart, like Kmart is gone now.
Yeah, pretty soon it's going to be just Walmart.
Sears is gone for the most part. Radio Shack is gone. Really, you can't say, "Hey, I'm JCPenney. I've been around since 1901." We don't care anymore. If you don't become relevant, and you can become irrelevant in like 5 years now,
Yeah.
And I think that's the same way in entertainment. You're hot today, but that don't mean you'll be hot tomorrow.
Yeah.
In most stores, the way they market it is they market it for like 3 years. I think they all right, it's hot for the first year. Then the second year, they kind of discount it. And the third year, it's bargain bin or whatever, but they for the most part, there's not a long protracted thing on stuff. And if it goes anything longer than that, that's abnormal,
Right.
Well, Keith, let me tell you something. Rex and I can both tell you, we've been fine artists ever since we met. That's how we met. Okay. We were painting in college. And we know that if we did it for money, we wouldn't be doing it right now. I do it because I love it. And I don't care. I don't care why other people judge me for, why did you do that? Why did you do that? Hey, none of your business. I love doing something, and that's what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
Period. And
that's that way. How I feel about comics.
What Picasso say? How does a child remain an artist? Remain an artist. Continue to do art. Don't stop.
Yeah. Stay young in your mind.
Start out as an artist, and then they quit.
Yeah.
But it's okay to me if they go into writing or if they go into creating something, sculpture or pottery or whatever they think's great. But they don't. They go off into just media, or they go off into no land. It seems.
I know you'll find this. I know you'll find this fun. Pop-up book.
Oh yeah, that's great. Look at that.
Bet you don't.
How cool is that?
Is that like just X-Men themed?
Where'd you get that, Rick?
Yeah. And look, I got it just because it's odd cut. Look at this thing.
No,
it's really odd.
Weird, But that's
you got that from me, brother. I've got another one down in the den. I gave you that.
Maybe. I mean, there's another. I know they got them at Walmart. I think I bought this at Walmart, but I remember seeing them. What's the other book that they did, Elsie? I can't remember.
I got them down in the bottom. Man, it's got all.
I remember when these were out. These came out in.
I had two, and I gave you one, bro. That's all I know.
All right, maybe that's it. I did see these at Walmart.
You may have two of them. I don't know.
Keith, do you have a Walmart where you live up in Massachusetts?
Yeah, we have one pretty close by. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, they're trying to, get up north, eventually. I mean,
yeah, we have there's a handful in like a 50-mile radius around here. So
really?
They're pretty well, established.
Walmart, their plan is to have one every 30 miles of it from each other.
Can see that. Yeah.
Now, when it comes up north, it may be like 50 or a little, they're not as prevalent. But around here, you don't even have to go 30 miles to find another one. They're that close together. But no more than 30 miles apart, It's kind of like Walgreens. They only build on a corner lot. You'll never see a Walgreens, and that makes sense, right? You're at a cross section of roads there.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, now that I think about it, everyone that up here is on a corner like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's interesting. I know a house you can get right now. It's in a cove. It's like in the woods. You're 2 miles from Walmart. You got a lake. You got a third of the lake behind your house. You've got,
and it really is a nice house.
It's a beautiful home. My parents built it. It's up for sale. It just got put on the market.
Your parents built it? I didn't know that. Yeah. Well, now they didn't log cabin build it, but they had it.
This woods, brother. I was in the land out there fishing it. Bass, full of bass back there.
I bought this at Walgreens years ago, Keith.
Down here, brother.
Is that a phone?
That's a phone, yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
I've actually used that,
Have you really?
Hello.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's still used.
Beam me up, Scotty. Beam me up.
Got to plug it in. Yeah, beam me up, Scotty. And he never said that on the show, not once.
I don't care.
And Danger Real Robinson. Now, see, you ought to show him your Robbie, the robot.
I got him right here. All right,
we'll show him off.
Be glad to.
Yeah,
I like Robbie the robot.
Well, hell,
what's too, man.
Like? In fact, I watched all 3 seasons not too long ago, Keith.
Now nice. It has a little button right here. Let's see, where is it?
On the back, isn't it?
Danger, Will Robinson.
And he lights up.
That's great.
Yeah, I don't know. He needs more batteries. I think I need to put more in his. And he rolls.
Yeah, he may have more options of what he does.
And he's got wheels on the bottom of him.
Yeah, and
cool.
You said just like in the show, his foot opens up to a panel, right?
Yeah, got a little panel here. See, look at there.
Opens up, and you have a little panel there. And that's really in the show. He actually does that once. So very nice.
Pretty cool, huh?
And he's got
pretty cool.
He's got
a estate, Rex. This was in that estate that we Alan and I got to go through before we put it up on the market.
Okay. There you go.
Oh,
he's supposed to have a suction cup, but my dog chewed it off years ago. Other than that, she's been a good dog,
Gotcha.
Yeah. Yeah, I've got no complaints with her. She's great.
I've even got a robot, Keith, from in there in the living room from the Forbidden World. It looks a lot like, but I've got a Robbie.
Oh, yeah.
I've got a Pez up there. I'd have to dig it out, but got a lot.
I know which robot you're talking about. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, but it's kind of it's about this big, man. It's pretty big, It's not no little robot.
Like a little
it's
dinky thing.
Huge. Nice. It looks like a robot. I'm buying it. Okay, I can go down.
Is it like those? Was it those giant Shogun Warriors they used to make back in the 80s and 70s?
I didn't have the big one, but I still have my smaller ones that are about that big.
Those were great.
The comic series. I've got the comic series. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I remember the comics. Those are great.
I wasn't big on collecting all the Mego superheroes because I probably just couldn't afford them. My parents wouldn't. I don't know why I didn't hit that more up. But
I got them.
But I have the Star Trek. I have all the Star Trek. I think I didn't have the Gorn, but I did have a Klingon. Yeah. I even had a Hura. So sometimes you have to take what But I've got the fold out Enterprise that folds out.
Oh, I remember that, and it had the spinny thing, right? For the
Yep. I'm gonna have to set that up here for the transporter. Although something's blocking it. It might be a piece in there, but I have the female from Planet of the Apes. Cornelius's wife, whatever.
Oh yeah,
her
yeah.
name was. You know,
yeah,
yeah. I've got her, and she's a Mago.
Pack with all the characters in there, don't you?
The Pez. Yeah. Now we collect Pez. I got him collecting Pez. One of the best things he gave me, and this is for because this reminds me of like stuff they would have put out in the 60s. Is this this was at Walmart years ago. He found a couple of them. Like I said, man, he's got the green thumb when it comes to finding stuff. It looks like old school. This was for in the pet section for it to put in your aquarium.
Oh, okay.
Isn't that old school? I mean, some of the early licensing stuff from Marvel looked like this, just real crude.
Mine
you know,
still has
in
the
the
tag
60s.
on it.
Yours still got the tag on it. That's
There's
cool.
two of them, one with the tag, one without it. I had to give you the one without the tag.
Yeah.
But hey.
Well, now
I was still looking. I just never seen them again. Not
something
that's a cool collectible item.
16 or 17 bucks on Indiegogo is this. Black and white ash can. You can get yours today. It's up on Indiegogo. 2 trading cards, 3 bookmarks, and 2 magnets. What else you want for like $10? Come on.
That's pretty good.
Still up on Indiegogo for a very short time, but we will be launching the new 48-page magazine here. Toot sweet. And that's gonna be awesome.
Well, Keith, did Rex ever show you any Buscema drawings?
I've only seen. No, I haven't. I don't think I've seen any of the drawings.
All right. Oh, you found one? Okay. Yeah, we found these on eBay years ago. Oh, that's a nice one. An old woman.
And on the back, an old man has the cover of the ancestors of sons of my ancestors.
Right. Yeah, that was his last project to work on. Was Blood of My Ancestors for not Marvel but DC Comics.
And not only that, he even signed the back.
Is that on? Cool. Was the old woman or the old man on the back of that one? Okay, so yeah, he would often do that. You know,
so you'd have to frame this, have a double-sided frame.
Yeah, you'd have to double-sided frame that. Yeah,
and that's what I want to do with this stuff.
And we, we're fortunate enough to get some of the old, Savage Sword of Conan preliminary drawings. He would. Put these on, do it up like this, laid the pages out, and then he would put it on his light box and do the finished artwork for the magazine.
Oh, very cool. Who is the artist?
John Buscema.
John Buscema. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
He'd even do things, little ones. We'd find little drawings, little bitty drawings, but he'd sign them.
And cool. Often he would cut these things up. We're actually going to work on a book together, putting all this stuff together in a collection.
Yeah, why not? That'd be awesome to see.
And we've got some other production artwork from like Jack Adler. So we're kind of working on that. But that's
very cool.
We're not talking about that much now, but I think I'll keep him out. It's Captain Caveman.
Yeah, that should be like right in the background.
That should be, at arm's length. Now, one thing that I loved, and I went out to California back in 1969 when dinosaurs ruled the earth, and there was that, oil gas station with the dinosaur.
Oh yeah, I kind of remember that.
What was that? I can't even remember the name of them. But
Sinclair.
Okay. Sinclair. Was Troll Dolls.
Brontosaurus.
The original Troll Dolls were out when I was real little.
Oh yeah, I've got them in the wedding
those really, but I never got into those really. The troll dolls.
Well, see, those came out when I was real young, when I really did play with dolls. we didn't when we weren't calling them action figures.
Gotcha.
Like, this is my doll. I'm a boy. Yeah, sue me, fight me. You know, G.I. Joes. I graduated to G.I. Joes. That's when they had facial hair, folks. 1970.
I also remember the Bionic Man figures.
You pulled it out like Chatty Cathy, you know. Cool. To pull it out. Enemy planes hit the deck. Pew pew pew.
Yep.
You had the bionic grip, you know.
Yeah.
Kung Fu grip.
Kung Fu grip.
You know, you take a model and you spend a day building it up real nice, and then you take some biggest firecrackers you can and blow it up, throw it up, and watch it blow up.
Yeah.
All that.
You talked about banana splits. Now they used to. Now Pez collection. Pez have been out since 1927. But now they had something when I was a kid. I don't have one here handy. In fact, I only have a few examples of them. I know Elsie has some, but totems. They were called totems. And the one that was I saw it on eBay maybe 10 years ago or more, maybe 15 years ago now, of the orangutan from Banana Splits. That thing was worth like $300.
Is he really? Wow.
Yeah. I used to have one as a kid. Yeah. I mean,
that's cool.
I actually got, you know, LZ collecting Pez. I took 40 Pez over to him and he said, here. And he started collecting them, you know, picking them, seeing them up at the store and picking them up.
The first Superman ever in Pez.
And Green Lantern. Yeah.
And
Thor they did back in the 70s. They did Captain America back in the 70s.
They also did him back in the 70s.
But now, but now they had these are the first bust ones, the first, you know, where they actually put the shoulders and chest in there. Yeah. Those are the first bust ones.
Oh, okay. Like a
usually,
mini bust kind of thing.
Usually, you know, like you'll see the full body RTD2, but usually full body Pez were not a thing. It was usually just the head of the character. They started doing the heads back in 1952, and there's some debate on, you know, what the first Pez was. Was it Casper, Mickey Mouse, or Popeye? I tend to think it was Casper simply because he was roommates with the guy in college. Gotcha. So he probably got that licensing, you know. They were probably sitting around and saying, you know, we need to make that into a Pez and start doing characters.
Oh yeah, definitely.
You know,
Pez was huge. I never got into it as I had a few dispensers, but I don't even know where they are now.
Cool.
Yeah. Oh yeah, half a Death Star. If you collect two of those and put them back to back, you'll have a full Death Star.
Yeah, that's cool. I like that.
It's got Darth Vader, and it's got a black-headed guy with two things on his. I don't know who he is.
Show it to us, and I'll tell you who it is. You know, Elsie's the only person to ever.
Is that from the new stuff? Rogue One. Okay, so it's a newer stuff.
Oh yeah, see, that's a black stormtrooper. You know, a fighter.
Okay.
That.
The stormtrooper.
What are those called? TIE fighters?
Darth Vader.
Yeah, something like that.
Bad guys have TIE fighters, right?
TIE fighter pilot or something.
The elite soldier of Imperial Intelligence Death Troopers are encased in a specialized stormtrooper armor with dark, ominous gleam that soldiers serve as bodyguards and enforcers for the Direct Krennic, a highly placed officer within the Advanced Weapons Research Division of the Empire.
You can tell he gets into it. He's never sit down and watched the movie completely through unless it's been with me, but he'll. I'm like, Elsie, who does not know Star Wars? It's only you know what? And looking back on it, there'll never be a movie like that ever again, Keith. I mean, that was in the theaters for a year and a half, in some spaces 2 years.
Yeah,
there were lines. There was a line. There were still lines after a year.
Yeah, isn't that nuts?
I mean, for every showing, it was a phenomenon. I had forgotten. We take it for granted now, kind of like the name Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. But when the Millennium Falcon streaked, even before the Starship Enterprise streaked, really, kind of, sort of. But when they went into hyperspace, everyone went, "Oh,
right."
We had never seen anything like that before.
It was so good.
It was out of this world. You know, it took you. It was like, this is the way we always envisioned movies could be. Instead, we got Flash Gordon with the the strings holding up the ships and the smoke coming. That's what we got. God. But we envisioned Star Wars,
right?
We never got it.
That's where the imagination comes into play.
Yeah, and those first 3 movies, they used practical models, and it looks better than the stuff they did in the computers that they developed later. In a way, it looks more real.
Okay,
now, what are you doing, Elsie?
I've got my.
He's gonna take someone out with a blow dart or something. Is that like? What is that? Is it?
What is it, Elsie? He'll tell you in about 5 minutes. He doesn't even know.
That is a. Is that a? Oh wow.
Oh, okay. We got a spearhead on that. That looks
made by an Indian.
Huh.
Now, is that one of the things that we got at the estate sale, or was that
something I purchased?
Something else? Okay.
Years. At least 20 years, probably.
Yeah, we did an estate sale, Keith, and we helped out with it. And that guy was a mega collector. He was also into like martial arts stuff. So he had one room. He had a Batman room with, and it had a few other things in it, but a lot of Batman. There was another room that was like martial arts. There was his regular bedroom. He had like, I brought home over 200 Dark Shadows. He had the complete Dark Shadows on VHS, and that ain't cheap, folks. If you think about every one of those, like $7 or $8, you're talking a lot of money.
Yeah.
And
he probably bought them at full price, which
exactly,
they were like 50 plus, wasn't it?
Yeah, he was probably part of. Yeah, there's a Pez header,
Pez dispenser, huh?
Yeah,
like a display.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, see showing that it folds, the sides fold, and then that would be on top of the header, Keith.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep,
but
that's cool.
You don't even see displays like that.
No,
anymore.
You don't. Nothing like that anymore.
Do you have Hobby Lobby where you're at, Keith?
We have one, but it's very. It's about 30-minute ride to get.
That's about the only place you'll find Pez anymore.
Oh, really? Pez is still there. Okay.
Yeah.
They still make new characters and everything with it.
Yeah. And they'll do holiday, like the Valentine Hearts will be coming up here pretty soon, and the holidays are what I try and hit and Walgreens. Now Walgreens has some too, but they're darn expensive. I've seen some at JCPenney.
What does a dispenser go for now? How much?
Oh God, it can go up to like past $3 for some.
Yeah,
a couple dollars at Hobby Lobby, about $1.79 or 89 or 99, something like that.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah, and you can get some special ones. I've got a Geico one. There you go. There's one.
Nice. The Lost. Oh wow, look at that. That's cool.
Yeah.
Huh.
And now he also, if you took out the thing and activated the battery, he could actually speak too.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
But he dispenses packs, not candy.
Yeah. Yeah. For the bigger ones.
Oh, wow.
Some of them are musical.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
Yeah. That whole Pez thing, I never got into. I remember it being around a lot when I was a kid, almost every store having it. And you would buy a dispenser here and there. And
But the thing of it is, you throw them away.
Yeah.
And that's why I did not know till I started collecting them and getting on eBay, and that they were, and in fact, that's why eBay was partially created. It was supposed to be a place where Pez collectors could trade with each other.
Oh, no kidding.
In the beginning, and back in 95.
Huh.
Yeah.
Much like comics, they used to be everywhere, and then, you don't see them so much anymore.
This Pez says 6 things.
6 different.
6 different phrases.
Mm-hmm.
Over 12 inches tall. Plays custom, authentic robot B9 dialogue and sound effects.
Well, till I got some books on Pez, I did not know that they went back all the way to 1927. They started out, Pez is abbreviation for peppermint in German. It's an Austrian company. And they started out, I don't know if you remember, like Secrets or like Altoids, come in little tins. They would come in little tins when they first came out that said PEZ on there. And then in 1947, they had like a big box regular. It looked like one of the old, there you go. There's a Michelangelo.
That's a cool one.
Big. I've got a Charlie Brown with, I think, Seattle Seahawks cap on.
I've got a fireman and another Ninja Turtle. See, what I used to do is I used to go to Spencer's Gifts, and man, they had them. Of course, it cost you $30 to get one, but I'd go up there and they'd be maybe 75% off. Woo! Yeah. I grabbed the one I saw.
Oh yeah, yeah. Regularly, when they first come out, they're like a big Darth Vader or something. They're $30. They're expensive. Nice. Some of them they have one that's like a big bird, and some they've done what they call crystal heads, which is like transparent plastic. Basically. Okay. But they call them crystal heads, and they can be.
Gotcha.
I think they did like a big bird like that, but some of them sing. They actually have like a singing thing. Yeah.
Did you guys watch that documentary about Pez on? I think it was Netflix had it.
Yeah, the guy I've actually got a couple signed by him.
Oh, did you really? That's fun.
Yeah.
That guy was interesting.
We bought a lot of stuff. We called him Slew Glue. Which, I forget what his name actually was, but that was what he went with on eBay. And he brought in all that stuff that you just didn't see from like overseas, and
he was like,
he made like over $4 million selling Pez.
Isn't that
on
crazy?
eBay.
Yeah, that's nuts. Oh, that's a cool one too.
Yeah, that's a nice set. Yeah, oh yeah, I'm a big Steve McQueen fan. So,
man, I'm sorry,
McQueen's pretty cool.
I have a heart for Winnie the Pooh.
And that's a great set. That's a
cool set too. Yeah, I like
it. Excuse me. Yeah, I actually have an original Winnie the Pooh.
It's hard to get those stamped. Get them stamped.
Yeah. And like back in the day, they actually had a few that were designed like the Casper. I know, maybe like Bullwinkle, because they had Bullwinkles too from Rocky and Bullwinkle. Yeah, and also Mickey Mouse, and maybe Popeye. They had die cut sleeves. Because you have a spring in there, you have the head and everything. It comes up to load it, and it's sliding. Yeah. Well, the outer sleeve was die cut, so you could see inside it a little bit. Which is really cool.
Okay. I do remember that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But they're fragile. I mean, those things were meant to be broken and thrown away.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's what makes them collectible.
Yep. Just like everything, right?
Yeah. Supply and demand. Look at that. That's a nice one. That's silver. Giant Pez. Yeah. These things aren't cheap, folks, when they come out. Like Elsie said, they're about $30.
Now? Well over 100.
More than that. Yeah. For some of them now, the big ones. Yeah.
And this is fairly, it's not that old, but it's not.
Is that limited number, Elsie? Were those were kind of limited, right? The big ones?
Oh yeah,
they would limit the production on those.
They were hard to find anywhere, man.
Yeah,
those are cool. anything like that around here. You know, like I never see Pez
Really?
here. Yeah,
It's very hard to find Pez anymore. Walmart used to carry it, but not for many, probably over a decade,
Yeah, it's wild. I mean, I'm like glad that it's still out there.
Yeah. Oh, they're never going to go away. They're never going to go away. They've been around since 1927,
Yeah, I mean, I love that they're doing stuff like that too.
I think it's in Connecticut. They've got a Pez museum.
Oh yeah, I did hear about that. Yeah,
there's a couple of Pez museums. They got the world's largest Pez there. That thing's huge.
That's crazy.
It's like, wow, am I at Easter Island? Upstairs, they've got like famous people that have visited, and they've take pictures, with them there, and they add that to the display, and they sign some Pez and put it in the
Connecticut's
display.
not too far away. I'll have to look that up sometime and see if it's close by. That's a good one.
Yeah,
I like that one. That's cool.
Yeah, the very first likeness that they did was the OC Chopper guy. The Orange County Chopper guys that were on TV.
See one?
Those were the first three, and then they did the 3 ages of Elvis from the Elvis Presley estate. They had the 50s Elvis in his military cap. They had the 60s sort of revival, and then they had the 70s in his white suit, Las Vegas Elvis. And that was, there you go. That's the whole set right there.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's cool.
With his glasses. And that was the second set they ever came out with. The first one was the Orange County Chopper guys.
Okay.
And then they came out with the Elvis, but up to this time, they never did any realistic Pez, Keith. And this is, what year is that one?
Now this has a CD in it.
It comes with a CD.
2007.
Comes with a CD. That's cool.
2007. So it's been around about 2006 or 7 that they've been doing, like
they didn't make
Kiss, some of the more realistic ones.
They didn't even make the 500,000 of these.
Yeah. Yeah. I actually have 2 of the stands that those came in. I got them out of the stores.
Now,
see, we would go to the store. Now, that's the very first realistic one right there.
Oh, neat.
As far as I know. Yeah. The likenesses of real people. And now they've done like Mozart and Marie Antoinette. They've done all the presidents. They've got a presidential sort of history set that they do. It's pretty wild. They'll do anything. Now,
I never knew they had all this stuff.
You can specially get them to do Mighty Mascots. Hint, hint.
Do they do specialty Pez?
Yes,
they do.
Yeah.
Yes,
I wonder what that costs.
Yes, and I mean, wouldn't that be cool to be in the Pez Museum with Mighty Mascots? I'm just saying.
And that would be really cool, actually.
Oh, this pisses me off because I think they ripped my ideal off here, LZ. They, I was actually designing Fantasy Pez, Gleason, and Keith, and I came up with the base ideal here, and they kind of took it and made this. There was. LZ swears up and down that they ripped me off of several of my ideas, but at the same time slapping me down on eBay for copyright infringement. I wasn't trying to, I was just having fun. I was buying tons of Pez, and I did a few stem switches. You take the head off and you put it in the color stem that best up,
and Rex makes a squeaky duck, and guess what? On Easter, all right,
a duck. I had a rubber ducky. I would get these rubber duckies and stick them on the top of the stems, and just do these fantasy Pez, and I did that for like 2 years, made good money at it, not bad, on eBay. And now they have an eBay monitor out there. They're out there for like looking for people that do that type of stuff. They like, oh, that's copyright infringement. No, you can't.
Of course. Yeah.
At first, for 2 years, they didn't pay notice. And then they're like, yeah, we got to slap this guy down. He's doing too good. and I was buying tons of their stuff to make my stuff with, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, they always get a rain on the parade, you know.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Here's a fun one. We collect different, not just Pez, but different.
Oh, that's a cool one. I like that.
But different, you know, and sometimes seasonal. Like this has a light up flashlight on the top. I don't know if it still works. See?
Oh, cool.
Little at Halloween time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and then here's one that's I know Dan Plegel, he was in here earlier. He's got one of these toxic waste cans.
Toxic waste. Yeah, I saw those in the toy store a while ago.
Yeah.
And they looked cool. I was like, oh, these look like old school figures.
Yeah. And if it's not that, it's like gumball machine stuff, you know. We let the little gumball machine.
Yeah,
these are like
That's
little
cool.
things you put together. Oh, you got an ET there.
Oh, that's cool. Like that.
Going home.
Yeah.
Oh man, you know, Elsie bought these ET keychains and sold the hell out of them.
Yeah, I mean, because you don't see that much merch for that. That movie.
No. Here's the Minnie Mouse. Like they didn't used to. You know, this is a more recent phenomenon where they print the stems.
Yeah.
But they'll print different things on the stems now. So if you wanted it to say Mighty Mascots or Mascots or something, they can do that too.
I'll have to look into that because that would be kind of cool to have one of those.
Do a limited batch, you know?
Yeah. Maybe you could crowdfund it or whatever.
Oh, yeah. We sold the hell out of those keychains. You know, he got a bunch of these keychains from somewhere. The head pops off too.
No, it moves.
It moves, but you can pop it off. Yeah, I don't recommend it.
But look. The eyes move.
The eyes are googly eyes. They move.
Oh, okay. That's fun.
Oh, no. It's over there.
That's actually really good.
Yeah.
Really fun.
Well, Keith, I know you got to be going. We could show you stuff all the time. You know. Oh,
I love it.
Show him that now. Show him the clickers. Absolutely. They back in when they had East Berlin.
Oh yeah, look at that.
They had these. See, it says peppermint on the side of them, and Pez is German abbreviation for peppermint, and so they made it look like a pack of candy, what it would look back in the 50s. And it's a metal tin clicker like I used to have as a kid. Maybe not you, Keith, but back in the 60s and 70s, they would have these metal clickers. Go ahead and click it there. It won't hurt it.
Oh yeah.
And we picked these things up on eBay. They're vintage Pez clickers from the 50s.
Okay.
And they probably gave them like security, you know.
It says US zone. Germans.
Yeah, I've got one here too. Let me see what it says.
It says U.S. zones Germany.
Yeah, real small on there. U.S. zone Germany. Even in the baggie, you can hear it click. You know, I mean, these were in great shape when we got them. I mean, rarely, maybe a rust spot here or there, but I mean, you know, just a fun hobby. Just a fun hobby.
Yeah, no, those are really cool.
Yeah, Batman. Oh yeah, man. I noticed you put on a Herculoids cup that you've had for over a decade.
Yep.
That's awesome, man. I'd give my left
arm. I got
arm
a Space Ghost one somewhere too.
Oh really?
Yeah.
It's those cartoons didn't last that long. Didn't have even Johnny Quest didn't have that many episodes, but they made an indelible impression.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But then they kept rerunning them, and that's why a whole generation's into them.
Well, you think about it, Keith, in the 60s, you had the Monsters and you had the Addams Family for a couple of years. You had Lost in Space, which was big. You had Dark Shadows, which was big for a couple of years. You had James Bond, that was big for a couple of years. I mean, it was less like a couple year top fads, you know.
Yeah, definitely.
There was always something coming out that was, you know, the next Cabbage Patch Kid.
Yeah, exactly. Now we don't have that. You know?
That you would do like lunch boxes. Didn't you do a lunch box?
I did. Yeah.
Did you?
Yeah.
I've got to get one of those. Is one of those still available on your?
I still have a handful. Yeah.
I'm going to get one.
I'll probably put the rest on my. Whenever I do the next campaign, I'll put the rest on there. You know.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, once I launch my book, I'm going to hit you up for a lunchbox.
Nice.
And we'll talk about that lettering, Keith.
Yeah. Hit me up whenever when you're ready to go, and we'll get started on it. Yeah, sounds great.
Right. I noticed on that one site that you go in there and fill out a form.
You too, Elsie.
Do you want me to do that for the lettering?
What's that, Rex?
I noticed on your one site you had a lettering just for lettering. And you click on that. Do you want me to fill out that form and go through that?
No, just hit me up on Twitter, like we've been, chatting, and
all right,
and then we'll figure out how to get the files to me and that kind of stuff. You know,
okay.
I'll give you my email and things.
Yeah,
like that.
Further down the road when I get the
when you're ready to do it.
It'll be about a month or so, and there's no rush after that. I mean, you know, I
work on them pretty steadily though, like because it's part like. Whenever I'm not at the comic store, I'm working on comics. So, you know, I probably have like at least a handful of pages for you every week. You know,
how do you do that? Do you do it? I mean, do you do it traditionally? Do you do it digitally? How do you do it?
I do digital, but I have done traditionally too. But
yeah. Do
mostly
you enjoy lettering
nowadays?
I mean, I know lettering's a thing, but.
Is it what? What was your question?
Do you enjoy it?
I do actually. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I got to hand it to you and others and all the other letterers out there. You know, it's
they just seem to be like just.
You know,
I like it. It feels like finishing, like almost like editing a movie or putting that finishing touch on something. You know.
Yeah.
Part of that,
especially when it's your book.
Yeah, or even other people's books. Like I feel like I'm an integral part of their creative team, you know, whenever I get involved.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
I would love to, man.
Well,
awesome.
You know, it never gets old holding your own product, right? I mean,
yeah, absolutely.
I mean, it's nice to show like the Joker and other things that we have of, you know, DC and Marvel and the other companies, you know, even if it's like Hanna-Barbera. But how cool is it to be able to point to your items that you produced and have at least one section of stuff that you've done
that you made? Yeah, exactly. I love that.
That's its own rush.
Yep. And then once you go to conventions, it starts selling it and people come for it. Yeah, it's all that stuff. It's great, you know.
Yeah.
So definitely. So look forward to helping you out, making that.
And I imagine that there's been a few people say, "Can I have your autograph?"
Yeah, you get that. Everyone wants their book signed, you know. So
yeah, I do. I want it signed. Why not? You know, there's some purists out there that say, "Nah, it won't be men."
Yeah,
anymore.
you get that too.
Right, and put his name on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one of his paintings that he did.
Oh, nice. Very nice.
He's been incorporating his father, who passed away last year, wasn't it? Last year, Elsie? Yeah. Sorry, I couldn't been there at the funeral. The truck was all tore up during that time. But he's putting his sermon notes. His father used to be a teacher, educator, and a pastor. Yeah. And he's incorporating that into some of the collage elements of painting.
That's a nice tribute to your dad.
Mm-hmm.
That's great.
Well, tell Amy we said hi and thanks again for coming on.
Yeah, and hopefully it'll be less time before the next visit to your show. You know,
I hope so, because it was 6 months ago we saw you.
I know.
But now yesterday it just worked out this way. We have Fabrizio that does Hoover.
Oh yeah. Nice guy.
Yeah, I figured you would know him from.
I met him once. He came to when the whole Alterna crew came to Plastic City, maybe 3 years ago.
I thought you might have did an auction or something together. You know.
Yeah, we were on a couple auctions too, and Yeah, I talked to him for a few minutes. Nice kid, very, very talented too.
Yeah,
That book he has is awesome. That Horace Hoover,
Mm-hmm.
really nice book. Nice looking and good storyline too. You know.
Yeah, I mean it's one of those. You know, I made the Ninja Turtle analogy there too. It's like, yeah, you think I told him I've got this theory that I think there was weird stuff like Robert Crumb, you know, like there was underground comics and stuff, but it didn't really become boutique or neat or like fashionable till Ninja Turtles. And now it's like you could do anything you can think of. Like Don Chen did radioactive black belt hamsters or things like that, you know. And you know, now you can do anything. It's just, and I think
true.
I think I attribute that a lot to Ninja Turtles kind of becoming from almost underground. You know, the memory plays tricks. When I went back and I looked in like hardback volume after 50 years, you know, looking back at that stuff, I said, man, this looks like underground art.
Yeah, it does.
It looks, it
things, man.
It looks so amateurish, and yet it just went.
It appealed to adults and it appealed to children.
Yeah.
And once it did that, you just sit back and watch.
Well, yeah, you could tell like Eastman and Laird loved like Frank Miller because that's what the art looks like that.
You know, like things like Teenage from X-Men and the Ninja from Frank Miller's Daredevil and these popular things that he mashed it together and made these, you know, animals.
Young loved them. I mean, they just went nuts over
Yeah.
Not all adults liked it, but kids.
But it wasn't so much the card. I don't think it was so much the comic, although they were selling out every issue.
Yeah, the numbers.
But once they got the right business guy and he made that cartoon, then it was sad, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
And then that quickly, you know, made the action figures through Hasbro, and then it was just like,
it was like,
that's when it hit hyperdrive, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, it takes more than a comic, even when you got a popular IP. I totally get that.
Yeah, you need more. You need to like spread it everywhere, you know. So.
Hey, and you don't know how long it's going to last, you know. And then you look at the trends of the 60s, like the Monsters. What if they waited like, yeah, we're hot now, but let's wait on the licensing. You know, after about 3 years, it's gone. They moved on to Dark Shadows or
They're going on to the next shiny
Mod Squad or the next, you know. I mean, not even James Bond lasted that long.
No, not at all.
You know, so you got to strike while the iron's hot when you got a hot IP. And you,
absolutely.
You may feel rushed at the time, but you're going to look back and go, man, those were good times. We made a lot of money.
Yeah.
You know,
but,
and I don't know anybody that doesn't want to make a lot of money with their IP.
Right.
You know, if you can make, if you make 100,000 a year, just 100,000 a year, hell, give me 50,000 a year with the Mighty Mascots. You do it. Hell,
I would, yeah.
I
would.
You know, you want your kids eating Mighty Mascot cereal when they sit down to do whatever they do. You know,
absolutely. Awesome.
I want to see dartboards and toilet paper and napkins.
I'd be like absolutely like Gene Simmons and sell it all, you know. So
but, you know, he's smart. He's got
he's very smart.
He's got a Kiss museum at his house.
Yeah, his philosophy on merchandise. Yeah, I have.
He's got nearly everything they've ever made. He's got all the comic artwork that was ever featured with whoever published it from the very beginning. Cool. He's very smart and very shrewd to keep all that stuff.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's just like amazing collection that he has, you know. So
yeah, it really is. Well, Keith, thank you once again.
Thank you guys, and
say hi to Amy for us.
I will, definitely will, and Rex, hit me up when you're ready.
I will.
Okay.
Expect me to hit you up here in a 2 or 3 weeks.
Awesome. Yeah, you too, LC.
I'll be in the meantime trying to gather up my my notes, my script,
Yeah,
my
yeah.
actual script.
Let me know if you have specific ideas for it, the lettering and things like that,
Well, like Doc's had the 9-page, it's in the trailer, the Grave Tales story, but I've never got the lettering done. I've got the story
I'll
written,
do that
but I've
too
never.
If you want,
Yeah,
just let me know.
So just you can let me know what you need, files, and I'll send them to you.
Yeah,
and we'll get started.
All right,
awesome.
That sounds great. All right, guys, we'll have a great night. Good to see you again, and we'll come on. I'll come on again soon.
Absolutely.
Happy New Year.
Right. Happy New Year.
Yeah, you too. Have a good one. All right, good night, guys.
Take care. Well, that was nice. Tomorrow, Elsie, I hope you can come on and we'll just focus on you tomorrow. Because we've never quite done that, officially.
But that's okay. I don't mind just blending in,
Yeah. Yeah, I get it. But I mean, I want to do the in-depth Elsie interview. I mean, things that I've known for years, people might be interested in. I might have to think about that one. We might have to do it next week just so I can kind of think about this a little bit. The inside dirt, as it were.
We can do what we've been doing. God bless you,
Carrie.
Yes.
She says, Carrie. Great stream. God bless, gents. She's over in the UK. She's ready to go to sleep. I'm ready to get something to eat. I can feel like I need something in my system.
Okay. We'll do that.
Thank you, Keith Gleason, for coming on. Really appreciate that. Sorry, Amy couldn't have made it. She's probably out earning the cabbage, right? Thanks, Shadowhawk.
Shadow.
As always, awesome. Best co-host out there anybody could ever ask for. Let's see. Yeah, okay. Just reading that. All right. Anyway, tomorrow, Rex Hex and Apex 11 Central, 12 Eastern, having Andy Smith on. So now that will be over on Apex's channel, but
you got to remember though, on like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, I do pick the grandkids up.
Yeah.
So, and I can make it back and jump.
So Thursday, good for you?